entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every...
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All those hours no one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time.
Seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman, what did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now. Marshawn Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
Looking to get it into Smith. What a pass! Not James! Wardell Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
A career year, and like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, or usually the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks this season. And you're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by it. Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking moment. We'll take it.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Put him in there.
Biz back the
Put him in
elbow.
there.
Who the heck is that guy?
Deflected good, help defense from the Warriors. Oh, what a pass! And Kuminga throws it down! This could be the pass of the year so far. You might watch every game the rest of the season in the NBA.
Mr. Announcer guy. So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that.
You're such a hater.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle with your boys HG and Caveman. Today, it's time. Selection Sunday was yesterday. It's time for that March Madness bracket. The boys are back. We got H-Train in here for a little bit today, running the sound. Now let's get into it. This is a community bracket. We're all doing this together. Last year, our bracket got busted completely when Auburn mashed up against Yale. And I don't know if you saw the bracket this year, they have a chance to match up
They
again.
do have a chance.
They have a chance because Cornell barely lost out this year. Yale beat them, and they moved in. So it would have been Cornell, but Yale Bulldogs are back in the tourney again. But we're excited for it. I'm going to jump over on the big computer, and we're going to get it going. We're going to get it screen shared, and we're going to start this bracket with everybody. Just give us 1 second here.
While Caveman is moving over to the soundboard, I'll explain how this works. So we're going to go round by round, going through the tournaments and basically going matchup by matchup. Everyone that's listening in, watching, gets a vote. This is a community bracket. For each matchup, if you want to vote for the higher seed, you'll type a 1 in chat. If you want to vote for the lower seed, you'll type a 2 into the chat. And I'll keep tally of the votes as we're going along and select the winners as we go. If we have a tie on the votes, I've got a handy dandy coin flipper app where heads will always go to the higher seed and tails will go to the lower seed. So just the selection of this bracket in and of itself is going to be some madness. So we're going to get this started. Caveman's going to pull up
Let's get this
the bracket.
going.
And you can join this bracket,
Here we go.
this little community bracket that we're doing here on runyourpool.com. If you search up Till the Final Whistle under March Madness brackets, you should find us there. You can create your own entries and join in the fun, see how your bracket matches up against the community bracket. I've already submitted mine on the Run Your Pool.
Oh, you got one in already.
Yeah, we've got a number of people joining in. So sign on up. Again, that's runyourpool.com, and you just want to search up Till the Final Whistle. But all right, Caveman, let's get this
make a few
started.
Which who do you want to start? South, East, West, or Midwest?
Let's shake it up. We'll start in the Midwest.
All right.
Could be fun.
So we got the first matchup, Houston Cougars as the 1 seed against 16 seed SIU Edwardsville.
All right. Well, start voting in the chat. If you want Houston to win, type a 1. If you think SIU Edwardsville upsets them round 1, drop a 2 in the chat. I think my vote's going towards Houston here.
Yeah. I'm going with the 1.
So that's 2 votes for the 1. We're going to do about 30 seconds on each of these. And I have the timer started. So 30 seconds to get a vote in. 1 for Houston, 2 for SIU Edwardsville. And while we're talking about it, we'll look into the matchup a little bit here. Yeah, I just don't see a way that Houston gets upset round 1, especially with how they play defense. One of these smaller mid-major schools, that's that's going to be a real tough defense to run into. I think it's going to take a super explosive offense to take down Houston. And our timer is done. So Houston, moving on.
I think that's a safe pick here, honestly. Won their last 5. SIU Edwardsville. I honestly never heard of this school. They were completely off the map until we got into tournament play, and they got into it. But Houston did also win the Big 12 this year. So we're going Houston. Next matchup. This one, honestly, this is going to be some fun. Number 8 Gonzaga is going against number 9 Georgia.
Yeah, this is a really intriguing matchup here.
We haven't seen Georgia in the tournament in quite some time. So this is honestly fun. I kind of want to pick Georgia just because of that.
I'm also feeling a little bit rambunctious today. I kind of like Georgia to pull off an upset here. So we're going to get the timer started here again. So about to have 30 seconds. Type 1 if you want Gonzaga moving on. Type 2 if you're looking for Georgia to move on. And the timer started. I'm going to go with Georgia here, Caveman.
Give me a 2.
That's 2-2s. Anybody else listening in? Let's get your votes in here. Yeah, just a down year for Gonzaga. They did come close to winning the West Coast, or did they?
They did. They beat St. Mary's in a pretty close game.
That's
They were
right.
down
They did still
majority
win.
of it, and they ended up winning by 7. Their final record being 25-8. Honestly, I feel like Georgia had to battle through a tougher conference as well this year, with the SEC being so good. And them coming in as a 9 seed too, they're not anywhere under 10 or anything. They could go on a little mini run here, Georgia.
They could be sneaky. Well, the timer's up, so Georgia is going to be moving on.
And they'll in the second round be playing Houston. But next matchup, we're not going to get fooled this year, everybody. This is number 5 Clemson against number 12 McNeese State. I don't know if I'm falling for the McNeese State this year again.
Yeah, I bought in last year. Clemson's a really good team too.
We bought into it last year.
Kind of surprised that it was, Louisville playing Duke for the ACC championship and not them.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with the Tigers. So I'm going to put my vote in as I start this 30-second timer. Give me a 1 for Clemson. If you want to get fooled by McNeese State, just type a 2 in the chat.
A 2 for us. I don't think this is too tough of a competitor. It's like SIU going against Houston. It's just too hard of a matchup, I feel like. We'll see what happens, though.
I don't know. I just don't got that. McNeese State, they don't move the needle for me. They really don't. All right. So that was 2 votes for Clemson. They'll be moving along here now.
Now we got Purdue, the 4 seed, High Point Panthers, the 13 seed.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know the deal. Drop a 1 for Purdue, drop a 2 for High Point. 30 seconds starts now. And I'm a little torn. I think I'm going to go Purdue here, though. I feel like High Point.
I am torn. I'm torn.
Just because Purdue is having a down year. I mean, they're still a 4 seed and everything, but, by their standards, kind of a down year, especially what they did those last 2 years with Zach Edey. So I'm going to still go with Purdue, though, here. Who do you got, Caveman?
This would be a major upset on the bracket, honestly. Man. Let me see what else honestly, give me a 2. Give me a 2 here.
All right. Well,
give me a 2.
Our
we
timer
might have to flip the coin.
Our timer is up, so yeah, we're gonna have to flip the coin here. Go into the coin flip. So if we get tails, it's High Point moving on. Heads will be Purdue. Sadly, it is heads.
Oh,
I kind of like that upset pick though there with High Point.
There's some other fun ones on here that we're gonna have some fun with. Next up, though, this one is not. Let's see if it is on ESPN. They have the matchup yet.
Well, they still need to do the play-in, so it's either going to be Texas
or
Xavier
versus Illinois. So type a 1 in the chat for Illinois, and if you got Texas or Xavier upsetting, drop a 2 for us. Ooh.
You know what? I'm going with 2. I honestly think either Texas or Xavier could beat Illinois. Illinois has looked really suspect.
They lost some
at points this season. They got blown out of the water by Duke. They lost by 50 to them. Dropped a pretty easy game at home to a mid-major. I think Illinois might be some of the bigger frauds in this tournament. So for that reason, I'm going either Texas or Xavier. Either or.
Score. Man, put up 106 points against Iowa in the Big 12 and the Big 10 tournament, but they allowed 94. So I think they really kind of lacking on the defensive end. I'm
They
going with
are.
the upset here too.
Going to take the
I
upset.
like it.
All right. 2 votes for the lower seed, and that's our biggest upset we got so far. Now, moving on, Kentucky versus Troy. We got here
Again,
give me a 1 for Kentucky, 2 for Troy if you're listening in. I gotta go with Kentucky here as
Yeah.
our 30 seconds is now on the clock.
they're in kind of a down year this year, but they're still just a better team coming into this game.
I just don't think they get shocked in
Yeah.
back-to-back years. Like Kentucky gets a round 1 exit. I just can't see that happening.
Not back-to-back seasons.
Especially like playing in the SEC this year where it's just been so tough. You know, that's just been the toughest conference in all the hoops. Right there.
They're in as a 3 seed.
Right. You just can't imagine they come in as a 3 seed and lose to a 14 seed in back-to-back years.
Yeah, that can't happen. Can't happen.
All right.
Next up, UCLA, the 7 seed, against Utah State as a 10 seed. So drop 1 for UCLA, 2 for Utah State.
Give me a 2K, man. Controversial take, maybe. I think UCLA got the higher seed because they're in the power conference. They're in the Big Ten.
Too.
I think Utah State's just a better basketball team, top to bottom. I don't think UCLA is really all that good, and like Utah State should clean them up.
I
round 1
there.
So
this is going to be a closer game than a lot of people feel like.
Yeah. Join me with the 2s
I'm going 2 here.
on Utah State. Let's see. We got about 1 second left on the timer. All right, Utah State's moving on.
There we go. I like it.
Yeah.
Last matchup for the Midwest: Tennessee as a 2 seed against 15 seed Wofford.
All right. Well, if you think Wofford somehow has a chance, drop a 2 in the chat. If not,
I'm going 1 here.
Tennessee, drop a 1.
Tennessee kind of been on fraud watch this year. They had some tough games that they lost, but they're still coming in as a 2 seed. Played in a much better, tougher conference all season. If Tennessee gets shocked in the first round, that would be interesting. That would be more likely than Kentucky, but I really don't feel like they're going to lose this.
All right. Got a couple more ones coming in. So we're going to go Tennessee here. Yeah, I think Tennessee, look, it's not going to be a low seed that gets them, but the time when their offense disappears, that'll come to bite them back later in the tournament. But we'll address that as we move deeper and deeper. Let's go on to the other side here.
Want to do the West?
We'll hit the West now, starting with Florida versus Norfolk State.
So this side of the bracket's completely concluded. So we're going to be able to pick every matchup here. So we'll start the 1-16 game. Florida against Norfolk State. You know, I liked Norfolk State all year. They have one guy on their team that had the dunk contest. Got two crazy dunks in our top plays this season. And it looks like they're playing in a high school gym. It's so fun to watch, but like Florida's just so good too, man.
Yeah.
They have so many white guy shooters on their roster.
That's very dangerous. When we're talking college basketball, those are the guys that will.
It's that time of year.
They'll cause some mayhem.
He might be a car salesman. He might be your kid's dentist at one point. Dude, he's gonna have one march where he absolutely lights it up from 3. I think Florida takes this one though.
Yeah, give me Florida here. So we got the timer going. Drop some 1s if you think Florida's winning. Drop some 2s if you think Norfolk State is gonna take home the victory.
This is exciting, Mercury, for the first 4 matchup in the East side of the bracket. is 16 seed American University against 16 seed Mount St. Mary's. So American University has a chance to get in.
Let's go.
That is
Come
March
on,
19th,
American University.
March 19th, 4:40 p.m. Mountain Time.
Be
I'm
there.
gonna be watching them.
Talk about a fall from grace. I can't believe we got UNC. They have to earn it in one of these first 4 games and try to make it into a play-in.
Oh yeah, I honestly think they might lose.
All right, our timer's up. So yeah,
Florida's
moving on.
This next one, man.
UConn versus
I feel bad for what I want to say.
Oklahoma. I almost want to pick Oklahoma in an upset here, but that seems a little too crazy. I don't think Oklahoma should be able to beat UConn, but UConn's having a really down year this year. This is a really tough one. So, one's in the chat if you think UConn is going to win this. 2 for Oklahoma.
I'm just going 1.
I'm going to go 1 as well.
If UConn loses 1, it won't be in the first round. They're at least going at least.
No, I think how they go play Florida.
Florida?
Absolutely.
That's where it gets
beaten,
tough.
But
Not here.
Not to Oklahoma. Sadly not. But we do have a couple of upsets going in. And
one of my big upsets is actually the next matchup because I'm going freaking Colorado State here.
Oh yeah,
Memphis for sure.
All right, well, UConn did get enough votes, so we're gonna go with UConn. Our next matchup: Memphis versus Colorado State. I'm gonna get the 30-second timer started. I'm going to give me Colorado State.
Get some 2s in the chat, people.
Might be a homer pick, but I got Colorado State.
No, I think this is another one where a team got. They both have the same record.
Yeah.
It looks like Memphis also won the Conference USA. I feel like this should be, if this was a different bracket and both of these teams were in different conferences, this is like an 8-9 matchup.
Yeah, this really doesn't feel like a 5-12
than what they are here.
So I don't even know if you can really call this much of an upset. We're gonna have Colorado State moving on. They got enough votes.
Let's go.
So bam, on to our next one. Maryland versus Grand Canyon University.
Oh. Honestly, Maryland has lost some tough games this year, like some shockers. Which makes me want to just pick with them here because it is just a first round game against Grand Canyon University. You kind of it's just one of those games.
I am going to pick with them. We're going to start the 30-second timer. I'm going to go with 1 for Maryland.
The Terps haven't been in a while either. I kind of want to see them going around.
They've had a pretty respectable team this year. Don't sleep on Maryland. Pretty competitive Big Ten. They were actually one of the top teams in the Big Ten this year.
Looks like they lost to Michigan in the final by 1 point. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, a lot of shockers they've lost this season.
So, all right. Maryland will be moving on. So give that. Sorry, Grand Canyon U.
Sorry, GCU.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'm still considering doing the an all upset bracket too, just to see what happens with that. It might do better than you expect.
Honestly,
I think
it might.
There could be a number of upsets this year that we're not expecting. All right.
Like our 6-11 matchup here. Missouri against Drake. Drop a 1 for Missouri and a 2 for Drake. I mean, Missouri, kind of a quiet year. They were really up and down as well.
Yeah.
They stayed kind of around the middle of the pack in the SEC.
Timer started. I'm gonna go Drake here, man.
I'm going 2.
So
30-3. they're actually on a heater right now. Let me see what kind of win streak Drake is on right now. When's the last time they lost a game? They're on a 7-game win streak right now.
I was gonna say it's been a minute.
They're playing Northern Iowa, University of Evansville,
Right, not the
Missouri
toughest
State,
competition, but
Belmont and Bradley. But I feel like they have a chance right here.
dude, I feel like some of these like middle tier SEC schools,
They're not
Are-
ready.
I think they're just gonna be worn out from the season, and they're gonna get caught off guard.
And wow, Missouri's last 5, they're 1-4.
Right, like a rocky end to the season for sure. So
They're losing they lost to Kentucky, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt in overtime, and Florida. So they lost every game to tournament level competition. So
all right, well, timer's
going
gone
Drake.
off, and it's Drake with more votes. So we're gonna just keep it moving here. All right, we got Texas Tech and UNCW. I don't even know where.
Is that UNC Wilmington? Yeah, UNC Wilmington.
Okay.
I'm
gonna go Texas Tech here.
going Texas Tech.
Start the timer.
This one I'm going with the 1 here. They actually had a very strong season. Can't lie.
Drop a 1 for Texas Tech.
They were in the
2 for
conversation.
UNC Wilmington.
They've got that Toppin guy. Let me get it. JT Toppin.
He's related. Is he related to Obi and the other Toppin brother?
I don't think there's any relation because they don't really look similar at all. I'm looking at his profile right here on ESPN. He doesn't really look like either of them.
Just the same last name.
But almost a double-double this year, 18 and 9, and he's 54% from the field. You can see his shooting is mainly underneath the basket because he's a forward, but he's very efficient for him.
Right.
Strong. I think he's just going to take over the game in this one.
Yeah. All right. Well, Texas Tech is going to be moving on for us here. All right. We got Kansas and Arkansas.
I'm going 2. Kansas should have been a 1 seed this year if we're really thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm going 2.
All right. I'm still going to go 1 here. We're going to start the timer. We're split, so we need a tiebreaker to chime in. 1 for Kansas, 2 for Arkansas. 30 seconds on the clock here. I don't know. I just can't see Kansas losing to Arkansas. In my head, it doesn't make any sense. I know they've been pretty bad this year by Kansas standards. And look, I don't think they make it much further past this, but I don't think Arkansas is the team to do them in.
Sneaky one on them. This is what your point that you brought up with Missouri, kind of middle of the pack SEC team, and is going to be very exhausted from the season. But same thing for Kansas. They kind of came out middle of the pack in a pretty tough conference.
It's been a pretty exhausting season for them. I'll agree.
One.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's really been just Hunter Dickinson, 17 and 10, 53% shooting. It's like, if he's just carrying the team, we'll see what really happens.
All right. Well, we're going to need to go to the coin for this one. All right. Let's see who's moving on. Arkansas.
Let's go. All
right. Well, I think that's our biggest upset so far on this side. Now we got Drake also beaten.
Oh yeah, Drake. Our west side of the bracket, but 2 upsets so far.
Yeah.
The final one, I mean, this one is obviously one. St. John's is going to mop the floor with Omaha here.
Yeah, I don't let us down, St. John's, but
come on, Rick Pitino. He's been so hype all season. He's had so much aura, like the social media videos coming out of this guy. They've had so much hype all year.
Don't let us down, St. John's. Nah,
they're the best marketing team of any college football, of any college basketball team this entire season.
Yeah.
That you look anywhere online, you're seeing Rick Pitino and St. John's right now, or you're seeing like UConn hate, and they're in the same conference.
St. John's is one of the most fun teams to watch right now in basketball, in my opinion. And one of the easiest teams to root for, taking over that Big East. So we got about 10 seconds left. Drop a 1 for St. John's, drop a 2 for Omaha, but I don't think anybody's going Omaha on this one. I can't lie. All right. St. John's is moving on. They'll play Arkansas in round 2. So let's get to what's our next conference here, K-Man. I'll let you pick it.
Let's do the East. But first, let's pick our first 4 winner for the East. I'm going American University goes on to play Duke.
Yeah, let's give us a
seed.
Give us American U.
In this world, we're picking American University. It doesn't let us pick on Run Your Pool, but I'm looking at ESPN. So Duke is going to beat them, obviously.
Right.
But
I'm gonna go vote
University
Duke.
to get beat by 40 and not Mount St. Mary's. Yeah. That's what I want to see.
Right. Oh, no. Duke's just been absolutely running through lower tier competition. I mean, they just won the ACC championship, and Cooper Flag wasn't even playing, and they beat. I don't remember the final score, but they beat Louisville by like double digits. So,
yeah, that's bad.
So that's a pretty stacked team right now, even without their best player. So we're gonna start the 30 seconds. I don't know if we really need it, but if you think American U is somehow gonna upset number 1 seed Duke, you can go ahead and drop a 2.
Drop a 2
in the chat, but me and K-Man, we're going with the 1 seed on this one here.
I'm going 1. I gotta go 1.
Yeah, Duke's going pretty deep. I don't think they have an all too difficult path, really, to the Elite 8 and Final 4.
Because the next matchup in the second round for them is either Mississippi State or Baylor, which I feel like 2 teams that they kind of outclass.
Oh, for sure.
They just have more talent.
So yeah, no surprise there. We're gonna have Duke moving on. Now we go to Mississippi State versus Baylor here. Very intriguing matchup on this one.
This is gonna be probably one of the best games in the first round.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
Because we're going back. Middle of the pack SEC team coming off a really, really tough and long season. And Baylor, same thing. The Big 12 wasn't no sweat either.
Oh, the Big 12 was tough this season. It was a tough season.
I'm actually kind of torn on who to pick here.
You know what? We're going to get that timer started. I'm going to go with Baylor, though.
That's what I'm feeling, too, here. Going with the 2.
30 seconds on the clock. Go with the Bears.
I'm going Baylor.
So we got Baylor. 2 votes for Baylor. Drop a 2 if you want to join us. Drop a 1 if you want to represent Mississippi State and say they move on to the next round here.
I know we got some Bulldogs watching.
Yeah. Don't let them down. I think it's going to be Baylor, though. I think Baylor's moving on. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Baylor wins it.
Let's go, Baylor.
This one is interesting. The 5-seeded Oregon Ducks going against Liberty in the first round here in the East. I kind of want to find out how Oregon got in the East part of the bracket.
Yeah, that's interesting for sure.
That's kind of my only question here, really. Same with Arizona. BYU.
I don't think these are really they're low.
I'm just gonna confuse myself if I keep looking at that.
I don't think it's geographically where the school's located. I think they organize it by where everyone's competing.
That makes more sense.
At least that's my understanding of it.
That makes more sense. I kind of want to go with the upset on this one, but I can't let down TJ Bamba. That's my boy. Their senior guard. I've been watching a lot of him this season. He's leading in assists right now, 10, 3, and 3. He's kind of a spark for him. I'm going Oregon.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to start the timer. All right, 30 seconds. I'm also going to go Oregon here. So that's 2 for number 5, Oregon. Drop a 1 if you agree. Drop a 2 if you think Liberty can upset them. But yeah, the Ducks, I think they had a good job. Get a little resurgence at the end of their season there too.
And they've been kind of rebuilding.
They
They've
have.
been kind of rebuilding.
Wasn't the best start to the year, but to work their way back up to be a 5 seed come tournament time. Pretty good job down there by the Ducks. All right, timer's up. We're gonna have Oregon moving on to the next round. Now we got Arizona versus Akron.
Please don't let me down, Arizona.
They got shocked last year, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They got beat by freaking the Dayton Flyers. No. They beat Dayton in the first round, and they lost in the second round to another mid-major school. They got upset pretty bad last year. I can't not pick them, though. This was one of my guaranteed teams I want in the Final Four in my personal bracket. So,
all right, I don't know about the Final Four, but I do have them beating Akron here. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Give me a 1 for Arizona. If you think Akron, the Zips got the upset in them, you can drop a 2 in the chat. And we're going to just go through here. We got about 15 seconds left on that timer. Get your votes in if you want to vote. Then we will get a little potential Pac-12 rematch here in the second round. That'll be intriguing to watch. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Well, realistically, then that might actually be where they lose.
I mean, that game could go 50-50, though.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, now we got my team that I was real high on.
BYU against VCU. Honestly, they got that one.
Come on, give me those Cougars. They're going deep. I'm telling you, I don't even care. I like what this team's got. They got a lot of moxie. Those storming Mormons they got down there. 30 seconds on the clock. Drop a 1 for BYU. Drop a 2 for VCU. But nobody's going VCU. Come on, we're all going BYU here
all day.
Absolutely.
They had some major upsets this year.
They did.
One came on a pretty bad.
They did lose pretty badly to Houston in the Big 12 tournament, but that's okay. They
lost by 20, 74-54. But beat Iowa State multiple times this year.
Blew the brakes off of Kansas. Got a questionable call to help them win against Arizona, but that was another big one.
They split that series, though. Yeah, they've had a pretty solid season. Can't lie. They've had in football and basketball.
Yeah, good year to be a Mormon. All right, BYU is moving on to the second round. We got Wisconsin and Montana. Drop a 1 for Wisconsin. Drop a 2 for Montana.
Grizz, man.
Gonna start. I want to root for the Grizz, but Wisconsin, man, that's a good team. They beat Michigan State in the Big 12 or Big 10 tournament, not Big 12. So we're gonna go with Wisconsin here.
I'm going 1.
I hate to do it, but it's got to be done. We're going with those Badgers.
Going with them. Got it.
I can't believe they beat my Michigan State Spartans. I'm not an alum or anything, but I've just been really rooting for them. Had them winning the whole Big 10.
That's the squad this year.
But
that's one of the teams to beat other than Duke.
Michigan won instead. All right. Well, looks like we got
the Badgers.
Badgers moving on. All right.
Now it's St. Mary's.
St. Mary's versus Vandy.
Against Vandy.
I thought St. Mary's was going to be a higher seed. They kind of dropped. I do think they'll handle Vandy, though.
Them being runner-up in they finished a higher seed than Gonzaga did, and Gonzaga won the West Coast Conference. They lost that championship game to Gonzaga.
I do think regular season record plays a bit of a factor in the seeding as well, but yeah, you would think Gonzaga being the West Coast Conference champions again would get them a higher seed.
Somebody in the comments needs to convince me that Vanderbilt is just one of the grittiest teams ever and that they're going to upset right here. That's the only way.
I mean,
that's the only way. If someone in the comments gets me.
If Vanderbilt's, if they can hound the glass, St. Mary's is not very good at rebounding. It's not they don't really do that a whole lot, which I think that'll cost them. I'm still going to have them beat Vanderbilt here, though. I'm going to start that 30-second timer.
I'll go with the 1. Somebody can convince me in this 30 seconds, though. If
Yeah.
I see a 2, I'll change
If
my answer.
somebody could flip Caveman to Vandy, he'll go Vandy, but I'm sticking to St. Mary's. Sorry, guys. I don't see it with Vanderbilt.
St. Mary's a good team.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
I'll say
They're
I got them. I mean, unless by somehow we vote Alabama out in this next one, I got Alabama beating them by a lot in round 2. They're gonna get clapped, but they'll be moving on to most likely play Alabama. I don't know. We'll see though. Maybe the people decide something else. So drop a 2 if you think Robert Morris College is gonna defeat Alabama in round 1, or drop a 1 if you think Bama will score 140 on them like they probably will with that offense. I'm going
That
Alabama
might be
here.
like 120 to 45.
Yeah.
Final score here.
30
going
seconds
with the
started.
one.
So you're on Team Bama here, Caveman. All right.
I'm going Team Bama. If I pick anything else, I'm crazy.
I could not agree more.
I'm crazy.
You are crazy, man.
I am.
All right,
I'm a
well,
Saints fan.
got
I'm a
about
maniac.
10 seconds left. Drop a 2 for Robert Morris. Drop a 1 for Alabama. Who's moving on to play St. Mary's? 3, 2, 1.
The Tide rolls on to the second round.
Roll Tide. All
Now we're
right.
going over to the South.
The South.
And that first 4 matchup is this San Diego State versus North Carolina matchup. And I kind of like a universe where San Diego State cleans them up. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like a universe where it's actually the
I think it's Alabama State.
The 16 matchup, my fault, is Alabama State or St. Francis, PA. St. Francis. Give me St. Francis.
Give me Alabama State. All right. Well,
we'll do that one too. Let's do that one too.
All right.
Coin flip on that.
Coin flip it. Heads. Oh wait. All right.
Because either way, this team better not.
They're both. So we'll say heads is St. Francis and tails is Alabama State. Okay. I'll flip it again because I didn't want to decide that in the air. All right. So heads, St. Francis will be playing Auburn, round 1.
Auburn, don't fail us again.
Yeah,
I'm
do
going
not
one here.
get knocked out round
Going
1.
one here. There's potential for them to match up against Yale in the Sweet 16.
I know. I could see. I see the vision there. 30 seconds on the clock. Drop a 1 for Auburn. Drop a 2 for St. Francis if you think they somehow pull the upset. I'm going Auburn here as well. So that's two votes for the number 1 seed Auburn. Got about 10 seconds left if you want to get your votes in. Yeah. That's a pretty sick school. They didn't win the SEC championship though. That was pretty surprising to me. And it wasn't even Bama either. Florida.
Florida.
Kind of coming out of nowhere.
Florida was going to go on.
It might be time to take Florida more seriously than we have been. I don't know. I feel like I talk about them, but I keep overlooking them when it comes to Auburn, Alabama, heck, even Tennessee a little bit. But they beat all those schools. All right, Auburn is going to be moving on. Shocker right there.
It'd be a shocker if they freaking. Oh my gosh, they break this bracket again. I swear to God, man, I'll never be able to root for them again. I'll never be able to. But our next matchup is Louisville has the 8 seed against Creighton at 9. This one might be tough. Creighton lost some close ones.
They did. Louisville kind of definitely surprised me making it all the way to the ACC championship.
I think they might win this one.
This is a real close matchup. I'm tempted to go Creighton just because they're historically the better basketball team.
I like Creighton because of that as well.
But
That's
Louisville,
why I
man.
pick them too. But Louisville is just kind of having one of those years.
Yeah,
they're better than they typically are, which makes me think that they might at least just squeak out one game right here. Because Creighton is kind of on a down here as well.
We're going to start the timer. Give me a 1 for Louisville. Give me a 2 for Creighton.
I'm going
Vote in
with
the comments. I'm going to go with 1 here too, which honestly, it feels like we're picking an upset here, but like Louisville's the higher
They're
seed.
the higher seed.
So I'm locking it in with Louisville. So 1 there. I honestly thought that they might have beat Duke too. I was watching that game. They were playing them pretty closely, and then they just had like a real bad run there, and it got away from them, and they were never able to quite overcome. But they'll be able to overcome Creighton in the first round. They'll be moving on to play Auburn.
Next up, Michigan against UC San Diego.
Big Ten champion, Michigan Wolverines. That is a surprising. I did not think we would be saying that. Start of the college basketball season.
Came out of absolute nowhere and won that.
Yeah,
really quiet all year. They got beat by Michigan State in that conference game, middle of the season, by a game winner, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of over for Michigan." Well,
here they are now.
They stormed back and they beat Maryland by a game winner. They've had a pretty crazy season. It makes me want to pick them just because they've just been fun to watch all year.
Starting the timer. Give me a vote for the 1 here. Going Michigan. If you think UC San Diego's got it, you can drop a 2 in the chat. But we're gonna go with Michigan here. Crazy surprising season by the Wolverines. They were never really on my radar for this upcoming basketball season.
It's like after the football season they had, I knew that they would be kind of off the radar for a lot of recruiting.
Yeah.
I feel like they was going to lose out on a lot of people coming in.
All right, Michigan's moving on. You also think, with like how storied that football program is. It's like, well, that's where I imagine the NIL money goes, but maybe
your main focus would be there, obviously.
They slashed maybe just a bit of that budget to help out the basketball team. All right, next matchup here. We got Yale versus Texas A&M. We're going to go in just a second, start the timer. 1 for Texas A&M, a 2 for Yale. I'm saying 2 here, Caveman. I'm typing 2s in the chat.
Let's go.
Yale Bulldogs, another upset. Shock the world here. Who do you got?
I'm doing it too.
Let's go.
I'm doing it too, man. Let's get it.
I am rooting for a Yale Auburn rematch.
I want it. I want that again in the Sweet 16.
I got some teams that I want to see go deep, but matchups I want to see. I want to see a Yale Auburn rematch. That's going to be cinema.
I might have to put that in a lot of my brackets.
I mean, I definitely got it in at least one of mine. Let's go. All right, Yale. We got Yale winning.
Yale.
Sorry, Texas A&M. All right, now here we go. So Old Miss will be playing either San Diego State or UNC. I kind of like San Diego State winning that too.
I think so too.
Screwed North Carolina.
Down a quiet year. They lost.
F them. I want them out. I don't even want them in the tournament. Get out of here.
No, they lost Baycott and they were real quiet. Got Bill Belichick.
What up, Amber? Thanks for listening into the Weeds podcast. All right. Well, we're about
focused on football over there too. Now they got Bill Belichick.
Yeah, they got.
Ole Miss is not gonna. San Diego State's getting on.
So then we got San Diego State versus Old Miss here. Ooh. I almost want to go with an upset here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go. We're going to start that timer. Drop a 1 if you think Old Miss is winning. Drop a 2 if you think San Diego State is winning. I'm going to go with a 1 here for Old Miss. So
I kind of want to go with the 2.
Caveman going with the 2. Okay.
I'm going to go with the 2 here.
All right, everyone listen in. We need a tiebreaker. So 1 for Old Miss, 2 is a vote for San Diego. Who's moving on in this this round? I mean, this really could go either way, though. San Diego State's got a really underrated team. All right.
They have some veterans. Nick Boyd is still there from last year.
We got a tie, so that means we go to the coin. Again, heads is for the higher seed, tails is for the lower seed. Gonna flip it. And it's tails, so
Oh,
San Diego State
all right.
will
Man, if
be moving
UNC
on.
wins, this bracket is screwed.
Right. Well, I mean, they could they'll just have to win and then also be Old Miss. They'll be all right. All right. Iowa State versus Lipscomb.
Oh man, I just picked the upset on the last one.
And you want to go here again?
I kind of want to. Iowa State lost some tough games. They were looking like
I think
might win.
they could be on fraud watch going in here.
I
too.
think so too.
Their shooting gets real streaky. And I mean, if you just you can just kind of out physical them in the paint and get so many. They're not a good defensive rebounding team from everything I've seen from them. Like some of those tough games that they lost, they were just giving up so many second chance points.
I'm going to.
I'm still
Drop
gonna
it
go.
in for us.
I'm still going one. All right, I'm at 30 seconds here. Do give me Iowa State winning round one. I think on most of my brackets, I had them going into the second round and losing the Old Miss though.
I'll go one. I'll go with the one here. I'll come to my senses a little bit.
Anybody? I mean, it's Lipscomb. I don't know.
They aren't gonna have that too much of a presence in the paint to be dealing with that either.
No. I mean, to be honest, them playing San Diego State next though.
That could be tough. That's where it gets tough.
Could get dangerous for Iowa State there. I think it's going to be a disappointing finish to the season for Iowa State. I'm just going to be honest. All right. Our next matchup here.
At least Marquette and New Mexico.
So 1 for Marquette, 2 for New Mexico. I really like Marquette though.
I'm torn on this one. I really am.
I was pretty high on them to start the season, but now I'm not so sure. New Mexico, man, really good team. We're going to start the timer. I'm still going to say 1 and go with Marquette here. They still got a good team. I don't know they just don't scream first round exit to me. This is going to be down to the wire, though. I think this game could really honestly be a coin flip. This is another round 1 matchup to circle and make sure you're able to watch.
Oh yeah. If New Mexico controls the glass, I feel like they got a chance to win it. This Nelly Jr. Joseph guy, 6'10". They got a dude from Nigeria on their squad, but his rebounding, 11 rebounds per game to Joplin, the leading rebounder for Marquette, only 5.5 rebounds per game. If that dude controls the glass all game, New Mexico might honestly just run away with that one in the first round. I don't think Marquette loses, though.
So we got 2 for Marquette. Timer has gone off, so we're going to have Marquette going to the next round. All right, next up.
Not a big chance for upset.
We got Michigan State versus Bryant. We've been hyping Michigan State up for a lot of the later part of the season.
We've been hyping them up for too long to have them losing to Bryant.
Yeah,
so
I even wore Michigan State
legend
Gary Harris's Nuggets jersey. I don't have the college jersey, unfortunately, but repping Michigan State in some way. Yeah, we're going to start 30 seconds on the clock. I got Michigan State taking down Bryant though, round 1 here. So give me a 1.
Should have got your Draymond Green jersey that I know you have.
Oh yeah, you know me. I love Draymond Green.
Michigan State legend Draymond Green.
Michigan State football legend Draymond Green.
I remember that. In the middle of their summer league game, Adam.
Yeah, I don't think he made it past the spring game, but he was there. He certainly suited up.
He was there.
All right.
And he just got out physicaled by whatever defensive end he had to block against.
Yep. He was like, yeah, screw this. I'm going to go play basketball. I can hit people and get away with it there. They won't hit me back. All right. That's Michigan State moving on to round 2 here.
That actually concludes all of our first round here.
That's going to do it for the round of 64. And we will be moving on into the round of 32 here.
Which one do you want? You want to just stay in the South here?
Why not? Let's bring it right back to Michigan State and Marquette.
Do it. Again, I've been hyping them up too long to pick against them.
Right.
Michigan State has the players to out physical, out rebound Marquette for the entire game. They don't have to just rely on one guy like New Mexico may have to. This one, Michigan State.
And they're going to play defense. That's like, they're kind of similar to Houston. I don't know if they, like, in terms of how they play, like both of these teams really like slowing that game down.
They're low scoring. They'll score like 60 points and they'll still find a way to beat you.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is a team that what I like about them is that they can frustrate you and just, because you're like, your guys that are used to scoring are going to have a real tough time. I think they're a team that just can get in your head. I think that's going to happen to Marquette here. We're going to start the 30-second timer. So give me a 1 for Michigan State. If you think Marquette pulls off the upset here, drop a 2 in the chat. Drop a 1 if you're riding with the Spartans. But me and K-Man, we're both locking in Michigan State here.
It would be a huge upset if they lost this, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Their guy, Jackson Kohler, I think he's just going to absolutely eat up against Joplin in this game here. So it's a tough matchup for Joplin.
Yeah. Kohler's been a beast this season. All right. Well, Michigan State will be moving on now. We're going to go to our next
San
matchup.
Diego State is going to be playing Iowa State. So I feel like they might actually lose. Iowa State might actually lose here.
There's a good possibility here. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I could really see Iowa State being a round 2 exit. All those issues I was mentioning when we were talking about their first matchup. Going up against this Aztec team that was 21-9. No, they don't have what's his face there anymore. Jaden Daniels. Different Jaden Daniels than the one on the Commanders. But you know what? All right, I'm gonna start that timer, and I'm gonna drop in a 2.
We're going 2
for San Diego State.
I like it
to upset the Iowa State Cyclones.
I like it. I'm going 2.
I feel like this season more than anything, you gotta have more upsets with how crazy college basketball has been, how unpredictable it really has been this season. All right. We got 5 seconds left. Is anyone going to come to Iowa State's rescue? Doesn't look like it. They are out.
Let's go.
We got San Diego State. Could be UNC, I guess, but we're saying it's San Diego State. Moving on.
UNC. If it's UNC, man, we screwed up this bracket.
Yeah,
that's all right.
We busted it up a little bit.
It's because we just want our matchups. We want to see our matchups.
All right.
And now we got Yale against Michigan.
Hey, Wolverines. They had a great season. But
they're losing to Yale.
Another Cinderella run. I'm throwing up 30-second timer. I'm dropping a 2 in the chat.
Let's do it
for the Yale Bulldogs.
Let's do it. I like it.
If you think Michigan holds them off, drop a 1. I'm throwing 2s into the chat on all of our socials.
I'm also just finding out 18 hours ago, Iowa State loses star Keyshawn Gilbert for their tournament run this year.
Oh, there you go.
Starting point guard is going to be out moving forward.
That makes an upset even more likely. That Well, roster was already kind of weak now without one of your best players. All right. We got Yale moving on
Yale, baby.
to the Sweet 16. Let's go Bulldogs. I just want to see Yale shock more people. All right. Auburn, Louisville. Now here it
Auburn,
is.
baby. Give us the one.
Give me Auburn.
Give us the one. We got to make our
We're
matchup.
starting that timer.
Got to make our matchup.
I want that Yale Auburn rematch here in the Sweet 16. Let's go. If you want that Yale Auburn rematch, drop a 1 in the chat. If you want, if you want to ruin the fun and say it's Louisville, you can drop a 2. But give us the Auburn Yale rematch. That's what I'm living for. If we can get that, oh, let's go. I'm gonna be so hyped.
Especially how it's all lined up to where they'll meet up in the Sweet 16.
Yeah. I mean, it's so perfect. All right. Well, that's going to complete our round of 32 in the South bracket. Let's head back over to the East. We got Duke and Baylor.
Well, here we go. Just give me a 1.
Yeah, I'm taking Duke. Flag's going to be back too, and that team's just going to be even better. I think Baylor plays them tougher though than you would expect. Baylor will hang in there. Like it's gonna
run for their money.
This is gonna be like one of those games where I feel like Duke's gonna probably be leading it most of the time, but Baylor's like they're down like 6-7 points.
They're not gonna fully be out of the game.
You're like that whole game. You're like, if they could just get a run going, they might be good. But we do sadly got them falling to the Blue Devils. On to the next round. Goes Duke. Now we come down here. We got a 4-5 matchup.
Going 1.
Oregon.
I'm going 1
versus Arizona. I'm going 2, Caveman.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
HG.
I don't have that same belief.
On, HG.
I don't believe in Arizona like you do, man. I'm sorry.
I've been watching them all year long. I've, at this point, just slowly started to become a fan for just this one season.
Right. Drop a 1 for Arizona. Drop a 2 in the chat for Oregon. Who do you want to see moving on to the next round here? We have the tie right now. This might be another tiebreaker between.
I'm telling you, Arizona is the one team that doesn't have a rebounding problem, and their offense does not disappear in certain games. They can put up 120 points on Arizona State. They're like 112 points.
Oh, on Arizona State. Shiver me timbers.
Yep.
All right. Well, we got a tie, so we're going to flip a coin. The coin's been very 50-50, and so this might be good for Arizona because the last one it landed on was tails. And if I flip it again, it has really just been pretty much 50-50. I don't think I've gotten the same one 2 times in a row yet. So do we break the mold or we don't? Head. So Arizona is moving on.
Yes.
They will be playing Duke in the Sweet 16.
You got to trust me.
All right.
This is probably where they fall off right here.
All right. Well, now you got to trust me here. See my vision. BYU versus Wisconsin. BYU shocks Wisconsin, man.
Yeah, I respect that pick. We've all seen BYU have a good season.
Yeah, and BYU, they are great about those second chance points, man. Their offensive rebounding is crazy. And then they've got the guy on the bench that, the white dude that's going to just be a car insurance salesman that absolutely gives future NBA players hell during March. They got that guy coming off the bench. He can shoot the 3. He can, spot up mid range. He's an off ball pest. We got to go with the Cougars here.
BYU. We're going to.
I'm very hyped on BYU.
We're going to.
Just watch all this hype. They're gonna get upset round 1. I'm gonna look like a fool, but I don't care. I believe in them.
Yeah, we don't care. We believe in
We're going BYU. If you think Wisconsin wins, you can drop a 1. Drop a 2 for BYU.
We're going with the 2 though. Easy.
Yeah, we
all
are.
day.
Go Cougars, go. get them to that Sweet 16 round. And I think we'll be clearing that. Go Cougars.
Let's go.
All right. St. Mary's versus Alabama.
Got to go Alabama here.
I'm starting the timer. This, I think, is a pretty easy one.
I'm going with the 1. St. Mary's a good team, but Alabama just has
Yeah,
more
give me
talent.
Bama by 25.
Oh, yeah.
Bama
It might not be as close as it looks
by
when
25.
it
Yeah.
gets in. Like if it comes down to this matchup, the final score might not be as close as the predictions are.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. St. Mary's, their lack of rebounding really frightens me. Especially Bama's going to just be putting shots up, dude. They want to score 1 million points every game. They'll be moving on to play BYU in the Sweet 16.
Now let's head down to the Midwest. Houston and Georgia. Do the Cougars end up falling off against Georgia? I don't think so.
I'm going to start the
I
timer.
don't think so.
I'm going to type a 1 for Houston. If you think Georgia's got the upset in them, you can drop a 2 in the
I believe
chat.
in the first round upset against Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Second round against a 1 seed, though, no way.
Against a hungry 1 seed. Think about how deep of a run Houston made last year. I think the expectation is that we can do even better. We're back. We're a 1 seed again. You know, they have this team with championship aspirations. And boom. All right, we're gonna have Houston moving on.
And now we got Clemson, Purdue.
Clemson, Purdue. This is an intriguing matchup here.
I'm going 2. Here.
Okay. Yeah, you know what, Caveman? I'm gonna start this timer. 30 seconds now. I'm dropping the 2 for Clemson. Give me Clemson here. I really think they're just a better team than Purdue.
Purdue's there. I think they got High Point in the first round pretty easily. That one, I think the game against High Point's going to be close, and then we're all going to see that it might be broad watch for Purdue here.
Yeah, they were just so dominant those years with Edie, and you've seen it's been tough to replace a player of his caliber, and not super tough for them, but they just haven't been. They just don't feel as dominant in some of these games that they do.
And they're back to those days where they're around, like when they just had, what's that dude's name? Carson Edwards. They kind of went on a little mini run with him, but they were never really like that super high seeded team. They're kind of back to those days where they're going to have to rebuild a little bit.
Yeah. So Clemson did get the most votes, so they'll be moving on. All right. We got Kentucky versus either Texas or Xavier.
Who would you want to see move on more to play them? I would honestly say Texas.
Say Texas too, yeah.
Xavier really hasn't done too much to really excite a lot of us this season. They've kind of been quiet. I would rather see Texas in.
Say it's Texas here. I'm gonna. Either way, I think I gotta go with Kentucky here. Unfortunately, I want to keep picking the upset, but
I gotta go Kentucky here too. There's some upsets that you gotta pick, and other ones where it just seems
also
a little too out.
Those blue bloods, those teams that are always in the tournament. It's tough to want to pick against them, especially against a team like Texas or Xavier. Especially if it's like Texas, they're had just barely squeaked their way in there. How much gas are they going to have in the tank? Especially and then if they upset Illinois round 1, yeah,
they're going to have a little too much riding on it. Going into that game against Kentucky, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Well, we'll have the Kentucky. Moving on to the Sweet 16.
And our final matchup in the Midwest, Utah State against Tennessee. And here, I liked Utah State in that first matchup, but again, kind of getting outclassed. Another team that just has a little bit more budget to get their team.
Mm-hmm.
It was could be fraud watch for Tennessee, but I don't know. I'm going one.
You know what? I want to just throw a wrench into it all. Give me 2. Drop a 2 for Utah State if you want to join me on the bandwagon. 2 for Utah State, 1 for Tennessee. Who's moving on to the Sweet 16 here?
HG and the Utah teams.
I don't know what it is, man.
He's feeling them this tournament.
There's got to be something down there in the Salt Flats. I just feel like we haven't had a good upset in a while here too. So you know what? We gotta mix it up. All right. We're going to the coin flip.
Uh-oh.
Tails, Utah State moves on. Heads, Tennessee moves on. And it's heads. So Utah State is out. Tennessee's moving on.
That was close.
Yeah. That was the first time we got the same one back to back. All right. We got to finish it up on our last little quadrant of the bracket.
St. John's going to play Arkansas here at the bottom left. I'm going St. John's again here. Give me a 1. Give me a 1.
I'm going to go St. John's as well. I got this team going into the Final Four, and they're going to be so fun to watch this tournament. I got to try to catch every St. John's game. Like I'm really high on Michigan State, but I think the most fun team to watch, St. John's. Alabama is certainly up there, just with the pace that they play at in their offenses.
I'm ready to see some Michigan State, St. John's, all that. I'm hyped. I am hyped.
It's going to be so great. I think this is going to be one of the toughest tournaments to predict. It's the chaos that will ensue is going to be legendary. We got St. John's winning against Arkansas, though, so you can go ahead and send them on to the next round here, Caveman. All right, Drake versus Texas Tech.
Oh, I'm going Texas Tech here.
I really want to go for the Cinderella story here, but now I'm gonna take Texas Tech here.
1. They I believe
back to back SEC school upsets, and this in the year 2025. You know, just a few years ago, you know, saying a team like Drake could beat 2 SEC schools to make it to the Sweet 16, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's not that crazy. But this year, ludicrous. Can't happen.
No, I don't see it.
All right.
I don't see him making that deep of a run.
And it's not going to happen. We're going to have Texas Tech moving on to the Sweet 16.
Oh, this one.
Maryland versus Colorado State. Caveman.
Give me Colorado State.
Caveman, give me Colorado State too.
Give me 2.
Drop some 2s in the chat for Colorado State. Or if you want to go for the Terps, drop a 1 in the chat. But get CSU. Pull out off that upset. Let's go. Let's see it happen.
Going 2.
The Rams, much better team than they were last year. And last year they came in as like a 10 seed almost. They might have been. They got who was it? They got Tennessee round 1 though, which was tough.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup to have in the first round.
But I think Maryland's very beatable. CSU could definitely catch them off guard.
I think they're a little bit too low seeded, to be honest. Like we were saying earlier, that Colorado State Memphis could be an 8-9 matchup. So they're pretty similar in record. They both won their conference. Colorado State wins it though. Easy money. And now it's Florida against UConn.
Oh.
And I think UConn is very beatable this year.
Oh yeah.
Florida just looks untouchable.
Florida's really good. I'm gonna go with Florida here.
1.
We're gonna start that timer.
Dan Hurley.
Those years of UConn dominance.
I think
not this year. This down year for them. They'll be back. It's UConn. They'll be back, but they won't be back this year.
Yeah, you could consider it Connecticut basketball heaven. The amount of legendary college basketball teams that have been there.
But, you just can't be that good every year.
Not every season.
That's tough to do.
You can't always every season be the top dynasty.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Florida
will be going on to the Sweet 16. So that concludes all of our matchups here in the round of 32.
We got 15 picks left.
Yep.
We're getting through this one pretty quick here.
I'll say, K-Man, why don't we go hit a quick music break, give everyone time to recollect themselves. When we get into the Sweet 16, we're going to up the timer to 45 seconds to give everybody a little bit more time to decide. And when we come back, we'll just knock out the rest of this bracket. You're watching Till the Final Whistle here on MBR.
Everywhere I go, trouble seems to find me. There ain't no place that I fit in. Raised in the backwoods, and just like him, oh, I'm a fighting man. Well, I was born with a gun in my hand, child of this land. Lord, please save me from my sins. Out here howling in the wind. Look to the west, see your sunset. Someday kneel at the pew. This old wasteland, it is my land. Around here I do what I wanna do. Well, I was born with a gun in my hand, child of this land. Lord, please save me from my sins. Out here howling in the wind. Seems to find me. There ain't no place that I fit in.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
And we're
right.
back. You are looking live, baby. Till the final whistle. We're back. We're on
Here
the
we
Sweet
are.
16 in this men's conference, in this men's bracket.
I
now.
will be bumping the timer up to 45 seconds just to give everyone a little more time.
You want to continue
when we
off in
vote.
the West with Florida, Colorado State?
Let's do it.
Because
Because
we stripped the Band-Aid off because Florida I think Florida's going to win. And it kind of breaks my heart to say it. We didn't get any
I don't
CU
even
this
care.
year.
I don't even care. Okay, man. I'm voting for CSU.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go. All right.
I'm going one.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm not even to CSU to the Sweet 16. I'm voting for them to go
He's going Elite Eight.
to the Elite Eight. Drop a 1 for Florida. Drop a 2 for CSU. Let's get it's tied 1-1 right now. Okay,
We didn't
man.
get any ECU this year, so
Right.
it might be fun.
We need somebody to represent Colorado basketball. You gotta have like a Cinderella story in here.
Oh, it's tied up again.
Oh
Brody
my
with the
goodness.
2, Kyle with the 1. We might have to coin flip this one. How much
All right,
time
yeah.
left? Oh,
And we just
Sydney,
got a 1.
last second.
At the buzzer, Sydney. Dang.
Oh, Florida takes it.
All right. That's gonna go Florida. Dang, I really wanted CSU going to the Elite Eight. That's too bad. All right.
I like him in the Sweet 16 though.
Yeah, give them a nice little Cinderella run.
This game will be a barn burner.
Texas Tech versus St. John's.
Texas Tech.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna start the timer here. 1 for St. John's, 2 for Texas Tech.
I'm going 1.
Give me a 1 here as well.
I'm going 1.
Got St. John's here. Oh, we got a 2 for Texas Tech.
There's a 2.
Cara repping the Red Raiders. Another 1 for St. John's.
Another 1's in.
All right, this is looking like St. John's might run away with this. Another 1 for St. John's. I do respect the Texas Tech pick, though.
I respect it.
This could be. Ooh, we got another 1 for Texas Tech there. That's 2. All right, 10 seconds left. You got 10 seconds to get in the vote in for St. John's or Texas Tech. But
you could tie it up.
Who is gonna take it here? All right, timer's just gone off. St. John's is moving on. Score the 4-2. They're going to the Elite Eight. I think that could be one of those games where we get a crazy buzzer beater, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm liking it. All right,
let's head over now to the Midwest.
We're starting.
Let's go Kentucky, Tennessee first, because this one's probably going to be another 3-2 matchup we got set up here in the Sweet 16.
All right,
I'm going 2.
Yeah, I'm dropping the 2. Give me a 2 for Kentucky. Drop a 1 if you're voting for Tennessee here. 1 being the vote for the higher seed. But I'm going with Kentucky here. I think this is where we finally see Tennessee's offense. It's going to disappear for a stretch. Let Kentucky build a lead that they just aren't able to overcome. So I'm going Kentucky here. We got a vote for Tennessee, though. All right. So Tennessee's got 1 vote. We got 2 for Kentucky. We got 3 for Kentucky now.
Kentucky will be another first round exit. That's crazy.
I just can't see it happening again.
See it.
Although
they got Troy in the first round.
That also does make too much sense for Kentucky to choke in the first round.
It really does.
Of course, they would find a way. But here we got them winning and going on to the Elite Eight. So let's hope Kyle is not as prophetic as he sounds. That could really cause some problems for our bracket here.
Now, next up, we got your squad, Kyle. Clemson, vote 2 for Clemson, vote 1 for Houston here on this Sweet 16 matchup. Honestly,
we'll actually bump the timer up to 1 minute.
Honestly, I kind of want to go Clemson. I kind of want to drop a 2 right here.
All right, timer started. 2. Drop a 2 for Clemson, drop a 1 for Houston. We got 2 for Clemson now. Ooh. Got 1 for Houston here. I don't know who I want to vote for here. Screw it. I'm going Clemson here as well.
Yep. I think they can outscore.
Shock the world, Tigers.
I think they could shock them.
All right, we got another vote for Houston here. It's neck and neck. Does anyone else want to comment on 1 to tie it up for Houston, or is Clemson going to take the cake? We got 20 seconds left to vote. I could see it happening, though. This is a really good Clemson team. And they beat like a full-strength Duke team. It wasn't like a blow-up, but a 7-point victory against a team like that. Like I could see them being able to move with the pace and speed to really just confuse this Houston defense. And that's what we voted on.
Let's go.
Clemson's going to be going on
Let's
to the
go.
Elite Eight. Here we go.
Goodness.
These are going to be some insane matchups.
Now, you know what? Let's go. Alabama, BYU, HG. What are you going to vote for here?
Drop a 2 for BYU. Drop a 1 for Bama. Timer started. And guess what?
HG, don't do it. I'm going with that.
I'm going with number 2.
Oh.
Let's go BYU. I believe.
Give me a 1. Give me a 1.
Right.
You know I'm not picking Arizona over Duke here. Even though I want them to go far, but I didn't know they would have.
Oh, another one. Another vote for Alabama. Come on. BYU believers, where are you at? Rise up. I need some 2s in the chat here.
2 for BYU.
2 for BYU. Yeah.
Drop 1 for the high seed, 2 for the low seed. It does get confusing when
Let's
the high
go.
seed is the 2.
Yeah, I know. It's not a perfect system, but it is a system. All right, tied up. It's 2-2 right now. We got 10 seconds left.
Oh, man.
We're going to a coin flip here, man.
Coin flip. I like it.
BYU, I believe. Believer University. That's what we're calling them this year. All right. It's all tied up, so we're gonna have to go to a coin flip here, man. All right, so heads is the high seed, 2 is the low seed. So we need tails is the low seed. So we need tails for BYU to move on. Come on. Oh, it's heads. No.
Man. When it comes down to the coin flip, I like it.
Yeah. Dude, I was just talking about how 50-50 the coin flip was, and then the next 3 flips, it was all heads, and every time it landed on heads, it was going against who I wanted. So the coin was telling me to quit talking back. All right. I'm going to start. We got Duke versus Arizona. So give me drop a 1 for Duke, drop a 2 for Arizona. I got to be going 1 here. This is where Arizona's story ends. Sadly, Caveman.
This is where it does, and
the Blue Devils are going to probably roll them.
I wish they got into a different bracket here. So, I could argue them against Kentucky. I could argue them against Kentucky in the Elite Eight.
I feel like they got a tough bracket to go on.
Extremely tough.
Yeah, we got two more votes for Duke here. Yeah,
that's
30 seconds left. But Arizona needs a miracle right now to overcome Duke, which is probably what they need in real life, if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah. They need
any 2s for Arizona, or is it all just 1s for the Blue Devils? 15 seconds left to get a vote in here. Yeah. Flag's going to be back and healthy. I don't know who's going to really stop Duke on this side of the bracket.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Maybe Bama. That's what's going to be our Elite Eight matchup.
Duke,
and this one,
Alabama,
Duke and Bama. Oh, that's going to be
east side of the bracket. Now we're on the South, the final Sweet 16 matchups, and we had to put Auburn up against Yale for everyone that's tuning in now. I know you see it, but I'm going 1. Auburn gets their get back. They screwed up a lot of my brackets last year. Yale did. This revenge tour time.
I'm going Auburn here too.
Come on, Auburn.
I feel like we're setting this matchup up like it's going to be cinema, but if this does actually happen, I feel like Auburn's going to have a very bad taste in their mouth and just hang one on them. Yep. It's another vote for Auburn here.
Oh yeah, give it to us. Give us the 1.
Yeah. John A. Broom he'll probably cook and drop close to 40 in this game here. Oh, we got a vote for Yale. I love it though.
I like it.
I mean, that's what's fun, right? You just want to say Yale keeps going on and run. At some point, I got to think about this realistically. Like, I mean, come on, we're going to beat Texas A&M, Michigan, and Auburn all in a row. I just can't see it happening. But hey, 2 more people can tie it up and give Yale a chance for a coin flip decision. And are unfortunately not going to get it. Auburn takes down Yale. They'll be going to the Elite Eight.
We're sorry, Brody. We got to go with
I
Auburn.
really respect the Yale pick, though. That was a fun pick, man.
Now we
Very
got
fun pick.
San Diego State, our pick to win this that first 4 game against Michigan State. And man, I don't think the run's over yet for the Spartans. Don't think so. I think their toughest matchup yet on this side of the bracket is going to be against Auburn.
Yeah, probably.
If that's how it shakes up to be.
All right, we'll start that timer. So give us a 1 for Michigan State. Give us a 2 for San Diego State. I'm going with the Spartans. I'm repping Michigan State legend Gary Harris here in the studio today. See the old Nuggets jersey. Yeah, we're going. Me and Caveman, we're both going 1 here for.
There we go. We got 2 more ones.
All right, it's not looking good for San Diego State. Could be UNC too, but I doubt that. Real big fall off here. 30 seconds left to vote. 1 for Michigan, 2 for the 11th seed, whoever that might be. Auburn, Michigan State. That's going to be a pretty interesting matchup if that's what we end up getting here. That might be our first Elite Eight matchup we have to take a look at here, Caveman. We got about 9 seconds left for anybody else to get a final vote in here. All right. I say go ahead, give it to Michigan State. Timer's just expired. They're going to take it here. 4-0 sweep. All right. And on to the Elite Eight. So we got a couple of 1-2 matchups here.
Auburn, Michigan State. Now right here, I'm going 2.
I'm starting that timer.
I'm going 2. Michigan State.
Give me a 2. Give me a 2 for Michigan State. Let's go.
This is going to be where Auburn lets everyone down. They're going to get their get back on Yale, and that's going to be all they need.
Yeah. I could see that. They get kind of complacent there.
That's their national championship right there. The Yale rematch in the Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the story that we're crafting here with our bracket.
2. Oh, we got another one for Michigan State.
Let's go.
Dude, we got a 1 there for Auburn. Another 1 for Auburn. So it's 3-2. Michigan State still with the lead. Drop a 1 for Auburn. Drop a 2 for Michigan State here.
1 more vote could pull out the coin flip, everyone.
Yeah.
1 more vote could change everything on this bracket.
Really could. I think Michigan State, they feel like a team of destiny to me. One that's poised for a deep run. I don't know about national championship, but they're going to shock some people. I certainly think they're shocking somebody here. And we got them taking down Auburn. Moving on to the next round. Duke versus Alabama. Going to reset the counters here. 1 for Duke, a 2 for Alabama. A minute on the clock here. I got to go Duke, man. I got to go Duke. Bama just has no defense, and that's a deep Michigan team, man. Or I mean, a deep Duke team right there. Like, all right, we got another vote for Duke here.
I'll go into 1.
Throw on the 1. Yeah, another 1 for Duke there.
Slide here.
Like, unless Bama magically discovers some great defense during this tournament, which hey, they could, but that's another vote for Duke. It's 5-0 Duke here.
Yeah, they're gonna run away with it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just calling it on those last 15 seconds. Give it to Duke. I don't think Bama's coming back from this one.
Now we're on to our last 2 Elite Eight matchups. Florida, St. John's. All right, here I want to go St. John's.
Okay, man. Timer started. Throw a 2 on there for me. St. John's taking down Florida.
That's 2. They're up 2-0 already.
Who's got 1 for Florida, 2 for St. John's?
Kyle got a 1.
That's a 1 for Florida. So where I think Florida's story ends. St. John's another team, man. It's hard not to want to root for them, and I think they can go far. That's another vote for St. John's.
There we go.
Love it. Thank you, Sydney. Another one for St. John's. All right. Let's go.
They look like they're ready to do it this year. Just
they do.
Like the team.
Well, I think this could be a prime matchup. Or one of the things that worries me about Florida is I don't think they've got a guy that could, if a game starts, the shots aren't falling for everybody, they're having a tough one. They don't really have a guy that can just go out there and get some buckets, steady the ship, and keep them in it. This feels like a game where they could that could happen, and then it just gets away from them. All right, we got St. John's moving on to the Final Four.
And now
Next
it's
up,
Clemson, Kentucky.
Clemson, Kentucky.
I'm going 2 again.
All right,
Going
starting the timer. Give me a 2 as well. I'm going Clemson here as well. Kentucky's out.
I think they get knocked out.
I don't think Kentucky's a better team than Clemson. And this gives us a Duke Clemson rematch. The ACC championship we were kind of robbed of because Louisville pulled off an upset. Let's go.
Clemson. I think they got this one. Got it in the bag here. Give us a 2. You guys know where to vote. There we go.
Another 2 for Clemson. Let's go. Any takers for Kentucky? Anyone drop a 1 for Kentucky here? But I'm holding true. That's Kyle dropping 2 2s. Unfortunately, we can only count your vote once, but I love the enthusiasm. And that's another one for Kentucky. For Clemson. Just go ahead and give it to him. Timer's about to expire.
Let's give it to him.
Give
it to Clemson here. We got another vote in from Sydney too. And that brings us
nobody want to see Kentucky go. Yeah, here we are. Our Final Four.
Which side do we want to start on? The 2-2 or the 1-5?
Let's start with the 1-5 here. The Clemson Tigers versus the Duke Blue Devils. 1 minute on the clock. 1 for Duke. A 2 for Clemson here. Unfortunately, what a run by Clemson, but I got to go with Duke here.
I'm going Duke too. Give me a 1. Give me a 1 in this matchup.
It's hard for me to want to vote against Cooper Flagg. That guy is sick. So we're gonna go with Duke, and a bit of a revenge game for them too. Clemson beat them the last time these two teams played. That was at Clemson's home stadium. Now you'll be on a neutral site. That's another vote for Clemson or for Duke. Any takers for Clemson? Anybody want to drop a 2 for Clemson?
Anyone? Yeah, we got plenty of 1s here. That's 4-0. That's 4-0 Duke.
It looks like Duke is going to be going to the national championship. Gonna dismiss that there. Who will they be playing though? Michigan State or St. John's?
Well, this one, they're both the same. So we'll just do just vote St. John's or Michigan State in the chat because they're both 2 seeds.
It's MSU or SJ. Timers started. I gotta say SJ, man.
Going St. John's.
Gonna go St. John's here.
They've got the veteran presence and their coaching staff as well. Rick Pitino. Everybody said that it wasn't going to be their year. He got fired and nobody was really hyped on him anymore until the social media team for St. John's just went on a national championship run because they got in the eyes of the media quick. Once they started winning, they got in the eyes of the media quick.
Another vote for St. John's here. Anybody taking Michigan State? Yeah, this is unfortunate where I think their run's going to end. St. John's has got there's something special in that locker room too. You just like the camaraderie there on that team.
The energy's different. They come in like they just want to beat everybody.
Yeah. And they've had some absolutely crazy finishes and just crazy games where you're like how did they come together and just rally to get a victory there? All right.
You're going with them.
We got St. John's going to the national championship here to play Duke. All right.
I'm going 2 again. I'm going 2 again.
I'm starting the timer. Give us a 1 for Duke. Give us a 2 for St. John's. Okay, man.
Scenario, I'm going 2.
I want to mix it up. I'm going to go 2 with you. Give me St. John's.
Let's
upsetting Duke, man.
It's a huge upset. Duke might come up short. And then you got a big conversation going on in the offseason. But what is Cooper Flagg's decision?
Right.
Does he want to go back and go to the NBA as a runner-up, or does he want to try and get that championship?
Well, I heard he might hold off if it's like the Wizards or the Hornets with that number 1 pick.
True. This might
and
help.
Then Hornets fans are like, buddy, we're going to be ass again next year. We can do this all day.
Yeah, they can wait as long as they want. You can play 10 years of college
That's
basketball.
another one for St. John's. Anybody voting for Duke here? Or we can have St. John's as the national championship winners. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. St. John's is the pick for the MBR Community Bracket National Champion.
I like it. I like this bracket right here. This is fun. We got some good upsets in here. We didn't try to make it too crazy.
Right. There'll be some chaos in through the Sweet 16, but I think once we get towards the Elite 8, the best of the best will really rise up and show themselves here. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see how it shakes out. There's a good chance our bracket could be pretty accurate or it could be totally off.
Oh, yeah.
This has been hands down the most unpredictable season in college basketball. A record of teams that started in the preseason top 25, no longer ranked. Our preseason number 1 team, not even ended the season outside the top 25, and they're entering the tournament as a 7 seed. So
Kansas.
It's anybody's game.
Kansas.
Yeah. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, our voting system, we had them. They died on the coin flip against Arkansas round 1, so we won't be seeing them.
They did.
Going too far. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the men's bracket. St. John's is our winner.
Oh, yeah, we got to do a tiebreaker. Yeah. What do we think our total score of the national championship game will be if it's Duke versus St. John's?
Probably something like 146. I want to say decently high scoring, like each team gets around like high 60s, low 70s. But not like still a good amount of defense where, it's not like neither team really gets close to 80, like a 72 to 70 type game or like a 74-72, something like that,
Let's do.
I say 146, 144, something like that.
Let's do. Let's cut it in the middle. 145.
145. There you go.
How does that sound?
I like it.
There we go.
All right.
Let's submit it now.
Once again, if you want to get in, compare your bracket to this one, to some of the brackets that we've done, as you can see, runyourpool.com. That's where we're at. You join the Till the Final Whistle men's NCAA bracket. You can go ahead and submit your own. We've got it so you can put in multiple entries. Just for fun, no cash or anything on the line. Throw in a few brackets, see how you do. I got one serious one. I think I'm going to throw in one where I just take all upsets and see how that turns out,
Oh, yeah.
That
would be pretty fun, actually. And Kyle, you won our Run Your Pool for the NFL Pick'em. You still got to choose your prize to give to a veteran that the Till the Final Whistle crew will pitch in for.
We want to do something kind of similar with this as well. So if you can, if a veteran wins it, we can, figure out something cool, a cool basketball related prize for them. And then if if somebody else, the non-veteran wins it, you can nominate a veteran to win the prize. But we're going to head to another quick break. When we come back, we're also going to go through and do a women's bracket and pick out that and see who we got going all the way. This one, UConn, I think, is going to go a bit further. We're going to have UConn going a bit further in this one. But stay tuned for that. You're listening to Till the Final Whistle here on NBR.
We can fly across the ocean with our arms spread open wide. Follow me as far as
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle. HG and Caveman back in the house. Just finished up our men's bracket. Got about an hour left on the show to do our women's side of things over here. But which region do we want to start?
Let's go ahead and jump into the Spokane Region 1.
Let's do it.
And we'll start with the play-in game there to decide who UCLA's opponent is going to be.
Let's see. That is either going to be UC San Diego or SOU.
Oh, let's I think UC San Diego.
I'm going UC San Diego there.
Put them up against UCLA, which
probably comes out with
we'll start the 30-second timer.
I'm going with
same rules, 1 for the high seed, 2 for the low seed. We're going UCLA here though. Yeah, they just absolutely dominated this season in the Big Ten. 30-2 record. Really good team.
You'd think USC would be one of the top dogs. No, UCLA. They've made a big run this year. It came out of nowhere.
I got some players, Lauren Betts, their center, averaging nearly a double-double. She's averaging 19.6 a game, 9.7 rebounds per game. Just a force there in the paint. All right, well, it's no surprise there. UCLA going to be moving on.
Oh, this is my squad up next, though. Give me one. Give me the freaking Spiders, man.
Richmond versus Georgia Tech. Dude, I'm going Richmond here, too. Give me a 1 here. Can't believe they didn't win their conference again this year.
Got one from Kara, too. Let's get a 1. Richmond Spiders.
Got to go with Richmond here. They always put together such a good women's basketball team. I don't know what it is, what they got going on there in Richmond, Virginia.
It's hard that they're in a pretty tough side of the bracket here, that their next game would be against UCLA.
Oh, yeah.
But I want them to win it.
If they got a more favorable bracket position, they probably could have gone on a deep run. They will be beating Georgia Tech here, though, to take on UCLA in the next round. All right. Interesting matchup here. We got Ball State
and Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Let's start the timer here. You know what? I'm gonna get an upset going early. Give me Ball State.
Oh, Carol with the 2 early too.
All right, boom.
I like it.
That's 2 for Ball State.
I like it.
Ole Miss on fraud watch here. Who do you got, K-Man? Give us a vote.
I'm going with the 2.
I'll
join in on the fun here.
Let's do it. Let's get an upset going early.
I like it.
Gotta have a few.
Ole Miss been quiet this year too, man.
Yeah.
SEC in women's also.
Outside of like Texas and South Carolina, I don't think there's
off the radar a little.
They're not quite as scary as it is on the men's side. So there we go. Ball State gonna get an upset round 1.
I like it. I like it.
So we're gonna move on to Baylor versus Grand Canyon University.
And here again, I gotta say that Grand Canyon is gonna. I'm going 1 here.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a 1 for Baylor here.
GCU had their time to shine last season when they first made it, and I'm pretty sure both of them got eliminated in the first round too. They I think the heat's over.
Yeah,
people got them figured out more now.
This Baylor team was pretty good too. I think they'll make pretty quick work of them. And our timer's gone off. Give us Baylor. Send them on to the next round. All right. Our next matchup here, LSU. Oh, no, sorry. Florida State versus George Mason. I'll start the timer here.
Ooh. I want to go with another upset here on this one, but I'm going with the 1. I'm going with the 1.
You know what? I'll play a little devil's advocate. I'll take George Mason here.
Ooh.
So I'll drop a 2 for George Mason. That's my vote. See if we get another
Florida State.
Get another upset going here. Well, if it ends in a tie, we have to go to a coin flip. The coin's just been brutal to me, so
really has been. It looks like it is
and that's what
going
we're
to the
doing.
coin
So
toss.
this is probably a good thing for Florida State here. It's heads. Yep. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
4 in a row now.
How does that even happen so many times? So every single time. Now it is LSU and San Diego State, the 3 and 14 matchup on this side of the bracket. Right here, I kind of want to go with an upset on this one more than the last one. That's why I was saving it, because LSU's kind of on a down year. They lost a lot of players to the draft. They at least lost a few players to the draft and graduation.
Yeah, and Haley Van Lith transferred out of there. Not that same squad. You know what?
I'm going 2.
Start that timer here, and I'll go 2 as well. Go 2 for San Diego State. So that's 2. And we got a vote for LSU in here though. All right. Any ones for LSU? Or we got another big upset here in the first round. About 5 seconds left to get your votes in. I can see it. LSU, a team in rebuild, you know. It's tough to replace that much talent. All right.
Hey, moving on.
Going San Diego State got enough votes.
Now we got Michigan State against Harvard. The 7-10 matchup.
Yeah, Harvard getting up there with a 10 seed. Good for them.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm going to go Michigan State here, though.
I'm going with the 1 here.
1.
But this one actually could come down to the wire here. Kind of late.
Yeah.
Michigan State was kind of the middle of the pack in the Big Ten for women's this year. There's still some good teams in there, though.
All right.
But they are coming up. They're playing it against an Ivy League team. So I'm going with the 1.
Could be, yeah. More of a tune-up game to get them ready to go. But Harvard, that's a 10 seed. Certainly means the committee saw them as better than a lot of other teams in here. At least 6 other on this side of the bracket. All right, we had a vote for Harvard coming last minute. Unfortunately, was not enough. Do it for them. All right, we got NC State versus Vermont. You know me, I got to roll with NC State.
NC State.
I got them going pretty far. They got Isaiah James there. She absolutely cooked in last year's tournament. Looking for her to do more of the same.
I'm excited to see. They're one I got going far in this regional one.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be hard pressed to not have them end up in the Final Four. We'll see though. I'm not the only one that gets a say on these brackets, so
that's true. That's true.
But they got a lethal guard combo. Isaiah James, Zoe Brooks in there as well, and looks like we're gonna have the Wolfpack moving on to the next round. But all right, let's move on over to our Region 2 Birmingham.
And let's start from the 215. Duke against Lehigh. Here against this one, going blue blood.
I'm going Duke there. You know, well, a lot of hype and attention around the men's basketball team. And obviously, it's one of the most storied programs in all of sports.
Oh yeah,
they've got a generational talent playing there. But a lot of the people also overlook just how good of a ladies basketball team they put together year in and year out. We'll have them moving on to the round of 32 with a victory there.
Now we're 7-10 over here is Vanderbilt, Oregon.
Oregon Vandy. Timer started. I'm going Oregon here. Give me dropping a 2 for Oregon. Who do you got in this one, Caveman?
I'm going 1.
On the 1 here?
I'm going 1.
I see a little upset here coming for Oregon.
It would be a big proven game for them to get that one, honestly, because they are kind of rebuilding. They have a lot of people transfer Sedona Prince transferred around quite a bit, was there at one point when Sabrina Ionescu was still there. In a pretty good conference now. I think they're going to be one of those middle of the pack teams that comes in kind of tired.
All right. Well, it's tied. So we're going to go to the coin flip here. So Oregon versus Vandy. Tails, it's Oregon. Heads, it's Vanderbilt. And we got heads again.
Wow. HG in this coin toss.
We did have a vote for Oregon come in a little late.
Oh, honestly, let's go Oregon.
Well, I count it.
You've been screwed by the coin too many times.
Okay. Caro, appreciate you coming in, bailing out Oregon there. All right.
Now we've got North Carolina, Oregon State. North Carolina in women's is a 3 seed coming in. They're not having to fight for their spot in the first 4 matchup.
Yeah.
They're definitely a lot more dominant.
I think I'll take UNC here for sure.
Going with them too. Because I didn't know this conference realignment, since you can't really
start the timer, so get your votes in. 1 for UNC, 2 for Oregon State.
Since you can't have 2 teams in a conference, obviously, and have Oregon State and Washington State in the Pac-12, they put them in the West Coast Conference.
That makes sense.
So,
yeah, I mean, they're right there on the West Coast.
Actually put them in a good spot. I'm excited to see if they move back when these future teams come into the.
I kind of want to, because the Pac-12 is going to come back once they get more schools into it.
I believe Gonzaga, Boise State, Colorado State are going to be coming and rebuilding it.
All right.
So
timer's up. That is 2 votes for UNC. So they'll be moving on. Yeah, like I know Gonzaga, they're going to be a basketball-only school. Really interesting there. All right. West Virginia. Oh, and then we got to decide here who they'll be playing.
Columbia University or Washington? Or is it Washington State? No, I think it's just Washington.
Just Washington.
Yeah. I kind of want to have Columbia in it.
I was going to say Washington, but
if Washington gets in, I feel like they could upset West Virginia.
Should we flip it? Heads for Columbia, tails for Washington?
Let's do that.
Let's see. It's oh my god, it's finally tails again.
Yes.
All right.
Good. We want
so
Washington.
We're saying it's Washington versus West Virginia. 1 for West Virginia, a 2 for Washington. I'm gonna start that timer here.
I'm going 2.
Give me 2. Yeah, let's take Washington on the upset here.
West Virginia has been quiet this year, coming in as a 6 seed. And the Big 12 wasn't really as tough in women's as you would think. If you look over on the men's side, there's a lot of ranked teams.
Yeah, on the women's side, Big 12 is usually not. There's not 1 or 2 like really good teams that usually rise above the rest. All right, looks like it's gonna be Washington taking the win here and moving on to the next round. Nice, love it. Maryland versus Norfolk State.
Going Maryland here.
Give me another upset.
Oh,
come on.
Like it.
Let's go Norfolk.
I like it.
All right, so drop a 1 for Maryland, drop a 2 for Norfolk. Maybe we go to a tiebreaker here. Let's see. But I really wanted to take Norfolk as an upset on the men's side, but they got Florida. And so I'm giving them a shot to go take an upset here against a bit of a lower seeded Maryland. Chance for some redemption. So we got a tie. So we got to go to the coin. Tails, it's Norfolk. Heads, it's Maryland. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Norfolk.
Oh, I like it.
God. See, we had a string of heads. Now we're going to get a string of tails. I can just see it.
Now let's find out who they're going to see in the second round. Alabama or Green Bay?
Ooh. Gonna go Bama here.
I'm going 1 here too.
Drop a 1 for Bama. We'll start our timer. Yeah. I do like that Green Bay basketball team that they got there, but Alabama having a pretty good season. They're a 5 seed for a reason. Can't go too many upsets in a row too. We're getting a little carried away.
Yeah. Team that played mid majors scored 115 to 53 against New Orleans. So that's what Alabama did first week of the season.
Dang.
115 to 53.
Okay.
And
our timer's up. Let's go Alabama.
Alabama.
Here they are.
They almost won the SEC tournament there too. Barely losing one to Florida by 2 points. And we've got Utah, Indiana now, the 8-9 matchup.
Oh, okay. Let's think about this. Let's think about this logically here. This is going to be a real close one. This could go either way in my eyes.
Closest matchup we got
I
here.
think I'm gonna go with the higher seed. I'm gonna take Utah here.
Yeah, I'll go Utah.
Yeah.
Indiana only 19 and 12.
Right.
And they're in a pretty tough
Got
conference.
the timer started.
UCLA.
Drop. All right, 10 seconds left to get your votes in here. Then next up, we got. I mean, we might not even need to really do a vote for this next one here.
Yeah, I'll click South Carolina for now because you can always change your options. But
looks like Utah is going to be winning as well. So, all right, well, we'll start the 30 seconds timer. Does anybody think South Carolina loses to Tennessee Tech? I don't. I'm voting for South Carolina.
Easily. Give me a 1.
Any twos for Tennessee Tech?
Give me a 1.
Anybody think Tennessee Tech going to take down Dawn Staley in that super team? Hey, down year for them, man. They lost like 3 games. That's a pretty bad season for South Carolina. You know, they're used to going like undefeated, so 3 losses is pretty bad. Pretty tough season.
And they got it.
All right, yeah, they'll be moving on. What are we talking about? It's South Carolina. It's a juggernaut. All right.
There's no way to beat them.
Who
At least
we
not
got
Tennessee
next?
Tech. We want to do regional 3. Go Texas.
Yeah. Let's do that.
There's it's either Texas versus HPU or W&M.
Let's say High Point. High Point is
High Point. Let's go High Point.
Put High Point in there against Texas, round 1.
That's just the team I would rather see get beat by 40 in the first round.
They deserve it more, I think. Timer started. I'm taking Texas here.
Give me a 1, but it's going to be against High Point. That's all. That's really what we're voting on here is who we want to see Texas beat in the first round.
That's another really good school. Madison Booker came back for another year.
And they're just on top.
They play really good defense.
They were really the match this season for South Carolina in the SEC.
And I handled pretty much all the other teams in there really well as well. All right. So, Texas going to be moving on.
Another interesting 8-9 matchup. Illinois going against Creighton.
Ooh.
The Creighton women's team, they made a further run than the men's last year, which makes me lean towards them. Which makes me lean towards Creighton right now.
Give me Creighton. I'm going 2 for Creighton here.
Going 2.
Illinois. We got them first round exits in both brackets. Get those Get those fraudsters out of here.
Sorry, Jimmy.
We don't trust you in Illinois. He don't care.
That's true. He's a Notre Dame fan.
Bro, don't give a crap about the Fighting Illini. Dumb name, too. Dumb mascot. What the hell's an Illini?
And their mascot ends up being a guy that just looks like an orange dude.
Right.
So it's...
And no disrespect to the great state of Illinois, but what's your college doing? What's your university doing here, man?
That's why they're getting knocked out by Creighton.
That's why we're bouncing them round 1. Creighton moving on. All right, Tennessee versus South Florida. Gonna start that 30 seconds there. 2 for South Florida, 1 for Tennessee.
Give me a 1 here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1 here. We'll get that Tennessee pick in there. H, you've been awfully quiet.
You ought to get some votes in.
You wanna give us a vote here, man?
Or you want to switch real quick? Then you'll be able to vote with us live. I can get up real quick. All right. We got our timer going. I'm going 1 here. Tennessee.
All right, H Tran, he's back. He's done with his teaching. He's gonna jump back on sound. We're gonna get Caveman's beautiful face back up here with me. He'll oppose vote. All right, so H, go ahead and select Tennessee there on the bracket for us. They won.
Okay. Right screen right here.
Yeah.
Oh, Tennessee right here.
Boom.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to our next matchup. Ohio State, Montana State.
Oh, that'd be Ohio State.
All right, well, 30 seconds on the clock. All right, I'm saying 1. I'm going Ohio State here too. You Ohio State as well, H?
Mm-hmm.
That's 3-0.
Okay, then. Anybody believe in Montana State?
Yeah, Montana State.
The runners up in the FCS National Championship this year. H out. He's in March Madness form.
Yeah.
Brick in a 3-pointer.
Yeah. That didn't hit the brick. That hit the wall.
Air ball. All right.
Did you see that new thing with Justin Dangerly? That Reese has a McDonald's special now.
Who?
Angel
Reese.
Yeah, Angel Reese. Yes, and he's like, I'm going to go and I'm going to buy me one. So he buys one and he brings out bricks. He's like, well, at least we're staying with the pattern.
Bro, I've seen people go ahead and select Ohio State. They won there. I've been seeing people that they'll order it and the drive-through, and then the guy at the drive-through will try to hand it to them, and they'll just like throw it off the side of their car and be like, "Oh, sorry." Give it an Angel Reese delivery.
Are we going to Michigan? Or?
Yeah. So it's going to be Michigan. First, we got to decide: is it going to be who's playing them? Iowa State or Princeton? That's the first 4 matchup. One of those teams got to win to get in.
See
there.
Princeton in it.
Dude, let's just say Princeton gets the upset, sneaks in there to play Michigan.
Where are you at?
Sorry, we're just looking
right
at the
underneath
first 4
Ohio
matchup.
State.
Oh, okay.
The Michigan one right there.
Yeah. You guys really think Princeton?
Well, we think that the 2 teams underneath it, they have to play each other to match up against Michigan. So we're saying that Princeton is going to be the team to play Michigan.
If that's the case,
okay, because I was going to say Michigan's going to beat them.
Probably, but
I'm going Princeton.
I'm going to start the timer.
Okay.
Give us the upset. We got
Give
1
us
for
the
Michigan,
upset.
2 for Princeton. All right, drop a 1 for Michigan, drop a 2 for Princeton. Ivy League upset. We love to see it. Yeah, you always like to see an Ivy League upset here. Got about 15 seconds left to vote. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to some of the best teams too. I mean, we've gotten a few, but
I was going to say, like in the past, I mean, I'm not even that into college, but I can tell you the 4 teams that always makes it through the tournament usually is Indiana, Michigan, and Notre Dame.
Well, they all have a possibility here. Unfortunately, Michigan will not be making it because Princeton got more votes.
We voted them out.
Okay.
Let's go. Now we're down to Notre Dame versus FS Austin. 30 seconds on the clock. Drop a 1 for Notre Dame. Drop a 2 for Austin.
Oh, I say Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Yeah, come on.
Notre Dame.
They got
their women's team, Joel, was on fire all year.
They were on a heater.
They lost a tough one. Lost a couple ones. The NC State.
Well, that's the women's, though. This is the men's. Is there a difference?
Yeah, no, we're doing the women's
bracket. We did our men's one already.
Oh, this is a women's bracket.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, Sammy Swanson, Samson, I was way off. All right. So we're all picking Notre Dame then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Okay.
We got any votes for SF Austin? We do not. So Notre Dame got the most votes. Timer's gone off. move those Fighting Irish to the next round. Louisville, Nebraska.
Now you're talking about an upset. I could see Nebraska beating Louisville.
I love that mentality, and that's what I'm doing. 30 seconds on the clock.
right there.
Throw in a vote for Louisville.
Those 7-10 matchups are close.
Or throw those.
I'm just saying that because Nebraska, that shit is loud, and it's going to be at their home.
No, it's a neutral.
Yeah,
is it neutral?
Tournament game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's
all
in Indianapolis. Okay.
Well, come on. I mean, Nebraska's got nothing but corn and their Huskers.
So their fans will travel.
The men's team didn't even make the tournament.
The more boring the state is, the better off the fans are going to be there, because the fans ain't got no other. They don't have a professional team to watch.
Exactly.
The men's team isn't in it either.
All right, let's give it Nebraska. The Lady Huskers are going to move on to the next round here.
Now the next one. Just
TCU, Fair Dickinson. I would say TCU.
Throwing me up a 1 early. Haley Van Lith, been on a tear all season.
Her and Sedona Prince, man, that's a pretty good combination. Yeah, we're gonna give me TCU taking down Fairleigh Dickinson.
I'm going TCU to make it pretty.
See if anybody gets the votes in for some upsets. We got 15 seconds left here. But yeah, I think you got to go TCU here. Sorry, we did vote out Indiana earlier. They got voted out by Utah beating them. I know those are your boys, H.
No, Indiana's my state, but those aren't my boys.
Nah, he don't care about them.
Nope.
All right,
if I had to pick one, I would pick Purdue.
So head over to the left side. We're going to just onto the other side over the UConn and Arkansas State there for us, H.
Okay.
I'm going UConn.
UConn. Gotta go UConn here, man. They got Beckers, Ice Brady, 6th Woman of the Year.
I honestly, I would pick Arkansas State.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Bro's feeling
We got
rambunctious
1
today.
on Arkansas State. Got 2 on UConn so far.
I'll go ahead and click on the UConn. I would I see that being an upset, because Arkansas State, I've seen and I've heard them in the news. I think this is the first year that they've even been ranked.
Good for them, but they are kind of running into a juggernaut.
Well, last year wasn't a team that was a Cinderella team. Didn't they almost win last year? And they were never ranked?
In the men's, I think it was NC State.
Yes.
They went to the Elite Eight. They were like a 12 seed.
Okay.
So
it was a good run though from them last year.
But yeah, Arkansas State's going to have to worry about Paige buckets.
That's already
enough. That's a tough ask.
It's already enough. And that UConn program is just a dynasty over there on the women's side.
All right, Oklahoma State versus South Dakota State.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're going to start that timer, but I'm going Oklahoma here.
Yeah.
So that's 3 votes for the Cowgirls, because it's the women's team. So. Gotta make sure you get that right.
You gotta get it right.
Oklahoma State, South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits, man, they're just popping up all over the place.
They're always around. They end up building a pretty big team.
I'm kind of, you know what? Just a little off topic. If we're talking about teams that I could see becoming eventually a Division I football team, like an FBS team,
that's definitely them. They're one of them.
One of the Dakota States, man. They're right there.
They're right.
I don't know if they want to, because they usually clean up pretty well in
they always win
in the FCS. But yeah, I don't.
But if they ever wanted to move up, I feel like they really could.
All right, we got
a small time conference.
Oklahoma versus FGCU.
Let's go Oklahoma here.
30 seconds here. Yeah, I'm going Oklahoma.
I
locking
agree.
that in there.
I concur.
30 seconds ticking away.
And I turned the volume all the way down. Stupid phones.
All right. Any votes for FGCU? Doesn't look like it.
No.
We're gonna just go. Oklahoma's got it. We'll go to the next round here. We got Iowa versus Murray State.
Oh, Iowa.
Yeah, I'm locking in Iowa here as well.
Let's do it. Murray State been kind of off the radar. Can't lie.
Yeah.
One team wasn't really in the conversation to win their tournament at all, or even make it in. So, find a quieter team here. Coming into Caitlin Clark.
Mm.
Yeah, the
recently led this Iowa team, so
post Caitlin Clark
a
era.
huge
Let's
run.
see. Hey man,
We'll see what happens post
top
Caitlin
6
Clark.
seed still.
Yeah, they're still top 6.
All right, Iowa's gonna go. We'll be moving on here. All right, next up we got Kentucky versus Liberty. I'm also gonna take Kentucky here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, has there ever been a year that Kentucky hasn't been in like the final 8?
Well, I mean, there's been plenty. On the men's side, they got upset in round 1 last year.
Okay.
Yeah, they fired.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was like the long ball or whatever. The
Dude,
upset.
Jack Golke, man, cooked. What did he hit? Like 12 threes
Yep.
or something.
Yep.
That was a special game.
He made 12 shots and they were all 3-pointers that game. He only shot 1 layup.
Right, like his 1 attempt inside the arc he missed. It's crazy. All right, we got Kansas State versus Fairfield. I want to go with an upset here, but I'm going to take taking Kansas State. Got it, locking in there. It just doesn't seem like a likely upset there. They've been really good in a very tough Big 12, or top heavy Big 12 at least. All right. Any votes for Fairfield? Doesn't look like it. Go ahead and select Kansas State. We're moving on to the next one. California versus Mississippi. Give me Cal here, Loki.
Yeah.
I'll take Cal. Mississippi State's going to be coming off a tough season. They've had to play South Carolina twice, Texas twice. They've had to run through a pretty tough gauntlet.
They're just
gauntlet
of the season.
They must have a lot of injuries.
And they're just the conference they're in. They've got to play a lot of good teams every year. They're going to be exhausted.
Just worn down. All right, we got Cal moving on to the next round.
USC and UNC. Oh, I'd pick USC.
Oh yeah,
USC all day.
Juju Watkins is gonna shred
I'm
him.
expecting maybe 37 this game from her.
I'm not even going to run the timer for that. There's no way anybody's voting for UNC.
Yeah, no way.
I hate
Dude,
to
we
tell
got
you.
Juju Watkins and State Farm commercials. Ain't nobody kicking against
Our
her.
last vote was at 12:30, so I think we're safe.
All right. Well, I think that's all of our first round. Scroll up to the top for me real quick, H.
Okay.
That's everything.
Yeah. All right, let's start in Regional 1. We'll get to our round of 32 matchups. UCLA versus Richmond. Look, I love the Richmond Spiders. Want to root for them, but I'm going to go UCLA here.
Richmond, that's my squad, but I'm going UCLA too. I had to call it quits at Arizona at some point in our bracket, and it's the same thing here. It just happens to be in the second round against the 1 seed.
UCLA going to be a scary team here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
All right. Looks like we're good there, so we're gonna.
And then we have Baylor and Ball State. Yeah, that's
go Baylor. Here.
Yeah, Baylor.
I got to go Baylor. Ball State.
I was
fun upset. It was a fun upset in first round.
Yeah.
Look, I wanted to say Ball State, but if anyone's listening and thinks Ball State could make an upset, comment in. If we get a comment for Ball State, we'll flip a coin.
We'll flip the coin. I'll flip the coin for it.
Yeah, we'll give them a chance. All right. Florida State, San Diego State. Here's an interesting
This is
one.
where I'm going, Florida or San Diego State.
Bro, lock it in. Let's go.
This is where I'm going.
San Diego State upset right here.
Okay.
Any Florida State believers, you can comment and give us a one.
I don't know the team very much, but I would definitely say Florida before San Diego, especially if they're ranked number 6. Now, I know rank doesn't matter, but
that's just what seed they got in the bracket.
Yeah.
That's not where they're necessarily ranked nationally.
Okay.
All right. Scroll down. We got our final matchup here in the
Michigan State against North Carolina State.
I gotta go NC State, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I say
They're too
James,
tough.
Zoe Brooks. They're gonna clean up. They're gonna go deep here. All right. Back up to the top for me, H. And over on the right hand side of your screen, we got South Carolina
and Utah.
versus Utah here. Gotta go South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't know, H. I don't think you're familiar with what South Carolina's got cooking over there.
I'm not familiar with most of this shit, to be honest with you.
They got Don Staley.
They only really lost Cardoza, man. Tiana Paopao is still there. Raven Johnson.
They still have the same exact team.
Yeah, and
Nothing
minus
really
their
changed.
center. And it's like
the girl that stepped in, I'm pretty sure it was just the person, whoever came off the bench last year, is having the same productivity as her.
So I mean, it's like
nothing really changed.
Yeah, you didn't lose a whole lot there. All right, Alabama versus Norfolk State. Here we go. I think we go Bama here.
Or we could go
Alabama.
Do we get fun and just say like a Norfolk State upset happens here?
We could make it a little fun.
Let's make it fun. Give us
I'm
us
going
Norfolk and an upset here.
I'm going Norfolk.
H, flip it to Norfolk here.
Norfolk.
Yeah.
All right.
Do that. All right, down here, North Carolina versus we agreed to be Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
I think North Carolina does win here.
Gets them.
So we'll take the Tar Heels here, North Carolina. All right, Duke versus Oregon. I got to go Duke here.
I'm going Duke.
That's a really good team.
They can get out of the first round, but I think they're rebuilding. They're in their rebuild phase, and it's gonna be a little bit outmatched here coming in against Duke.
All right. They scrolls down a little bit. Goes over the regional 3 here.
Oh, you
keep going.
Select Duke.
H.
Yeah.
Go back up. You forgot to select Duke.
Oh, okay.
Get those Blue Devils into the Sweet 16. All right.
Now,
Texas versus Creighton. Yeah, Creighton. Good team. Solid team. Texas, kind of a behemoth.
Much better this season.
Yeah. They're just
going with
way bigger than Creighton. Too.
Texas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Texas is way bigger than Creighton.
I think they have outmatched in athleticism a little bit, coming off the glass, rebounding. It's just a tougher team that they're going to be playing here. Creighton's good, like you were saying, but I think they're playing a team that is better.
Yeah, we're going to be just taking body blows here. All right, Tennessee, Ohio State. Real close one here. Who came out?
5-4 match.
You go first here. I got to think on this one a little bit here.
I'm going Tennessee.
Gonna go Tennessee.
Tennessee here.
All right. I kind of like Ohio State here. Do we go to the coin? Do we let the coin decide this one?
What is your vote on this one, H? You going Ohio
with
State?
Princeton?
No, the one above.
The one above.
Ohio State or Tennessee?
I probably would go Ohio State.
Boom. All right, that's the tiebreaker then.
That's the tiebreaker there.
Select Ohio State for us.
And now it's Princeton against Notre Dame.
Princeton,
the Tigers, your run ends here.
I still say Notre Dame.
Yep, Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame, I think that's a pretty easy one. We'll keep that moving. All right, Maryland versus TCU, or Nebraska versus TCU.
I could see Nebraska doing this.
It wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world, but I think TCU is just a much better team.
Okay.
It wouldn't. Yeah, that would be a good upset, honestly. But I think TCU also.
I'm gonna rock with TCU here. Yeah,
they got two seniors that have just been a duo all season long. We got a lot of chemistry going into this. So,
all right. So we got UConn versus Oklahoma State here.
Just wondering what state is TCU?
Texas.
Texas.
Texas. Oh yeah, definitely. I would pick Nebraska. Okay, what's next now? Up here at the top, Sarah.
Scroll down.
Okay.
We got one on the left side here, Regional 4. So start over there on UConn and Oklahoma State. To your left.
All right.
I think we got to go UConn here.
See, I would go with Oklahoma, but I'll put UConn.
Bro, you don't know. UConn's been like a dynasty in women's hoops, man.
Women's hoops. They've had pretty much. Like majority of the people that are in the WNBA right now are all just college teammates at UConn. Like a lot of the WNBA veterans are just people that played with each other in college.
Yeah, they got
the amount of years
too.
The amount of years that UConn ended up going undefeated and then winning the national championship in women's, it's unheard of in men's basketball.
They'd lose only 1 or 2 games like that. They didn't do a whole lot of losing there. Crazy dynasty. All right, we got Oklahoma versus Iowa. I got to go with the Sooners here. Give me Oklahoma.
I'm feeling Oklahoma too.
Yeah.
Iowa. You can get out of the first round without Caitlin Clark.
But
they kind of
it's going to get tough.
Yeah, it's going to get tough.
And that's going to be a tough one because neither one of them really have a professional team. Well, Oklahoma Thunder, I suppose, but.
All right. Let's scroll up just a bit. Got our next one here is going to be
Kansas State and Kentucky.
Ooh.
I'm going Kansas State, actually. I want to go Kansas State here, honestly.
I like that. Let's go Kansas State here.
I'm feeling that.
Lock it in. Kansas State. And then UCS versus California, USC.
Juju might have another 30-plus bomb in this one.
Think she'll score 50 in this one? Or
Maybe,
score 50 in the tournament at some point?
At some point, probably against UNC Greensboro.
Could happen. She sees a lot of people come to help Will here on defense. All right, well we're done with the round of 64 and the round of 32. We're going to go take one more quick break, and when we come back, we'll knock out the remaining women's Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and National Championship. So don't go anywhere, folks. You are watching Till the Final Whistle here on MBR.
Best Buy, Little Caesars, Subway, all across the nation's been played. So we're pretty freaking excited about it. Come on, y'all, let's take a little trip to Wichita. Made me think it was my plan. Your southern charm and wit have always been your gift. The downfall of many a good man. There you go again, off with my best friend, acting like you done lost your mind. Well, I ain't about to stay with you treating me this way. So love is not really blind. But the whiskey gets me before you do. I can't let my heart fall. I'll be throwing down my second round, and I'm headed back to insane, but your words feel just like a slap. I can tell by that look in your eye, you ain't ever coming back. But the whiskey gets me before you do. I can't let my heart fall. I'll be throwing down
heart wrong. I'll be throwing down my second round. Then I'm headed back to Wichita. Then I'm headed back to Wichita. Then I'm headed back to Wichita.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Live. And you are looking live at Till the Final Whistle.
Back at it.
HG and Caveman back at the March Madness bracket. On to the Sweet 16 of the women's bracket, though. Where do we want to start? We want to just go USC, Kansas State right here.
Yeah, we'll start. We're right there.
All righty. And I
think we got to go USC here.
I think I'm going USC. I think they're poised to make a big run.
I'm trying to figure where I'm at. Hold on here.
You passed it down.
USC
down.
right here, right?
Nope. Scroll down.
Okay.
Down. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Right there. Stop.
It's a good thing you're not paying me. Okay, which one?
We're
taking USC onto the Elite Eight.
Okay.
All right. Now let's scroll down to our last matchup here in this region. UConn versus Oklahoma. It's got to be UConn, man, right?
Got to be UConn.
Kind of crazy that we're going to get a UConn USC matchup probably in the Elite Eight.
I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think that's where they meet up. Going UConn again.
A little disappointed. I'm just disappointed they ended up in the same bracket. I wanted that to be like a Final Four championship type matchup. But go ahead and take UConn for us here, H. And this is where we got a real doozy. Notre Dame versus TCU. This is a tough one. This is an insane Sweet 16 matchup, man.
Now, I'm picking Notre Dame. I'm picking Notre Dame just because of how they control pace. They play till the end of the shot clock every single time.
Give me Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame here.
I have questions. Number one question is, between the two teams, how were they last year? Did they get ahead of the tournament? Did they not even get in the tournament?
TCU, I don't even think they got in.
So,
Notre Dame is pretty much right where they left off, though.
Okay, so
They're
I'm
still
picking
good.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's
Let's
why
go.
I think they just have the veteran presence.
Yeah.
They can control the time of possession where they're just going to have the ball forever and end up.
They're pretty accurate team.
Yeah,
they
they're-
shoot the ball really well, too.
They'll end up getting you.
And then they're good at getting the second chance points, too. I think TCU, they really do rely on sometimes just like Haley Van Lith and
Just
Sedona
going
Price
crazy,
to go, pop off.
And they
Which
can't do
isn't
that
always sustainable. Yeah.
Can't do that all tournament.
All right, up to the top, we got Texas and Ohio State.
And
Call me-
we got a lot of 1 and 2 seeds moving through here.
Call
but
me a
I-
bad man. Give me Ohio State.
Oh man.
I know it's crazy.
Oh man.
Give me Ohio State though. I think
know
they
what?
can do it, man.
You know what?
They're not that. Does Texas just rely on their defense sometimes, but
Let's do it. Let's
Ohio
do
State, their
State.
offense
Let's get it.
is really good.
Let's get it. I like
Boom.
that.
Ohio State moving on. All right, let's scroll us back up to the top here, H.
Okay.
And we are looking at our next matchup: South Carolina versus Norfolk State.
To the Sweet 16 run.
Does the dream continue? No, it
I
doesn't.
don't think so.
I can't. you just can't pick against South Carolina, not with one of these smaller mid-major schools, man.
Okay, so South Carolina, was they there that last year?
They won the championship last year.
They won the last year's championship.
Yeah.
They went undefeated, didn't lose a game.
And Norfolk's new, right? Like this is their first year to get in the tournament?
Not their first year, but
Yeah, I don't think it's their
I
first
think they
year.
were a lowered seed last year. I mean, they're usually like they're from a smaller conference and everything, so they usually get a lower seed, tougher matchup.
I'm going to take that as the upset.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Well, H has got Norfolk with the upset, but me and K.
Okay,
anyone has
that's
a
okay.
tiebreaker.
That's
If
all
anyone
right.
has a tiebreaker.
That's okay.
We will flip the coin.
We can, we can remix. We can, do a clip or whatever. But mark my words, I really think that Norfolk Street. I really think they're going to beat South Carolina, and if I am right, we got to come up with a. Come up with a prize.
If Norfolk State gets to the Elite Eight,
yeah,
and they beat Maryland, Alabama, and South Carolina,
yeah,
you
deserve something insane.
Right.
Dude, if Norfolk State gets to the Elite Eight, if they beat Maryland, Alabama, and then South Carolina, I will wear one of my girlfriend's dresses for a month. For a month worth of shows.
No.
Both the Monday and Wednesday shows, I will show up in a dress. And like I won't like put like an undershirt on or stuff. Like I will just
Is that hurting? That's not hurting anybody except us.
It's
we gotta look at it. No,
He's hurting his pride. It's a man in a dress.
Yeah, I don't want to wear a dress, but I'm not confident that Norfolk State is not going to the Elite Eight. That I'm willing to risk that.
I was thinking more like a tattoo.
I'm not getting a tattoo, bro.
You want us to get
I'm
a
not getting
tattoo?
something permanent? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was thinking more like it's a tattoo. Not
So what
really
do we get?
permanent.
Norfolk State Elite Eight.
No, what we would do is we would make it a temporary.
Okay, how about this? I'll dress up like a Norfolk State cheerleader.
We'll make it. Listen. We'll make a temporary tattoo. Okay, and when you do the temporary tattoo, me and Caveman will design like a logo or something. Yeah, average kind of thing or something. Okay, and then whoever loses, say I lose, then I have to put that tattoo thing on. That temporary tattoo.
You can do a tattoo if you're wrong.
Temporary tattoo.
We got to do our.
We got to do the
bet.
same thing.
Yeah.
We'll think of something here.
Okay.
We'll think of something as we keep picking our games.
Give us some suggestions.
Drop suggestions in the comments. What's this bet?
What's the punishment?
We'll come back to that game too. We're gonna skip it for now. Go to UCLA Baylor. The one right to the left of it.
Okay.
And
give me the Bruins here.
Going UCLA.
Baylor, this is where your run ends. UCLA, they're a juggernaut, man. NC State, San Diego State. This is also where I think a Cinderella story ends.
And yeah,
give me NC State taking it
real quick.
Moving on to the Elite Eight.
I think
Duke
Carolina.
Versus North Carolina.
I think this is a Carolina battle right here. Those campuses are miles apart.
Mm-hmm.
They're miles apart.
That's gonna be a close one.
Give me North Carolina right here.
Dude, let's
Give
do
me
it.
UNC for that one.
UNC taking down Duke, going to the Elite Eight, where they should be playing South Carolina. We'll have a battle of the North versus South. Maybe it'll be Norfolk State. I don't know.
So we go North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Now we got to decide.
That's
here.
not going to happen. But
we have to decide here what our final bracket is going to look like. Is South Carolina winning or is Norfolk State winning?
Oh no! I'm saying Norfolk all the way.
There's no way.
The Spartans.
I'm telling you,
we cannot not have South Carolina going to the Final Four. That's going to ruin the bracket.
All right.
I think
if you prove us wrong, H,
I was gonna say it's the women's bracket, right? It's not like anybody watches it.
If you prove us wrong with that,
no, it's the men's bracket. My fault.
This is the women's bracket.
Okay.
If you prove us wrong with that, though, that Norfolk State wins it,
yeah,
we'll come up with our bet for that.
Okay. All right.
Because we got some time after we finish our bracket here, we can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Discuss it.
All right. NC State, UCLA, Elite Eight matchup.
Dude, give me an NC State upset UCLA having a great season. This is where it ends. Isaiah James
like
is
it.
taking their team to the Final Four again.
I like it.
Okay, so
To the promised land.
which one?
You're already good. You
you
got
already
NC State
it, yeah.
selected.
Okay.
So now we got a battle of the Carolinas, North versus South. Good versus evil. Well, I guess in this case,
North Carolina
would be
again.
good.
Be North Carolina
Nah,
again.
South Carolina. What?
I would pick North Carolina too.
Wow.
This time it's
Dude,
a sneaky run time.
All right. I'm not comfortable picking against Don Staley in that team, but you guys go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not picking Norfolk State over them. I'll pick I'll pick
Take
some
North
competition.
Carolina. Dude, I don't. This is going to blow up in their face. South Carolina's going to be in the Final Four. Mark my words. But all right.
Okay, so explain to us why you feel that way, and it might change me and Caveman's minds.
I know why. It's Don Staley.
They've got
That's
the best coach in
legendary
college
coach.
basketball, and they didn't. They won the national championship last year, and sure, they lost their best player, who was their starting center. And the difference that made is that they lost only 3 games instead of going undefeated. Like, that's a very small drop off.
The last 3 years, they've lost 4 games.
Right.
3 this season, and then they lost in the tournament 2 years ago.
And which team has more playoff experience?
South Carolina,
easily.
South Carolina.
I mean, they've been
Easily.
They've been to the Final Four and the national champion.
Well, then we probably should pick South Carolina. Then, to be honest with you,
There's
if
the
that's
tiebreaker
case.
there. H switched on us.
Yeah,
I convinced them.
switched on us.
Well-
That's fine. I like that. I like where the bracket is right now. This is good. We still got to do the bottom half of the Elite Eight.
Let's get to our bottom Elite Eight matchups. So we got USC versus UConn and Ohio State Notre Dame.
I'm going UConn against over USC.
These are so tough. I want to go USC here, but I
I
gotta
want to
agree.
pick Juju, but it's just
I gotta agree with you,
hard.
Kate. Man, I'm gonna go with UConn here.
She is the scouting report.
Yeah.
When it comes to this game,
I think UConn's just got more depth. Yeah, that's where USC ran into the problems. Is like sometimes they're like just send everything at Juju and
triple team.
somebody else. Be
It's
there.
like trying to guard prime Steph Curry.
I mean,
But
like
if you have a deep enough team, you can do it.
And like sometimes, like she's a great player, but sometimes that pressure does like affect her. And, like she'll put up a ton of shots and like it'd be like a real low percentage.
She'll still get like 30. Like she has to take a lot more shots to get there if she's not shooting as efficiently as normal.
So I'm gonna say UConn here, which also poses the question, number 1 overall pick the WNBA draft. You think it's Juju or Beckers?
I got to see what happens in this tournament, honestly.
All right.
I got to see what happens in the tournament first.
But I feel like it's got to be one of them, right?
One of those
There's-
two
yeah.
is easily. I think that's the 1 and 2 picks. I want to see what happens in the tournament to figure out who I think is going to be there, though.
All right. Now we go over to Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Give me this
Fighting
one's for
Irish,
Jimmy.
man.
Give me the Fighting Irish too. Notre Dame.
And they're
see, I would
undefeated
pick
this year.
Ohio State.
That's not a bad pick,
It's not a bad pick.
but I
Not
got
at
it.
all.
I think
Not
I
at
got to go
all.
Notre Dame. Again, this also just like
Because
another
you got to
team.
remember Notre Dame. I mean, they're a great school and all that, but like their niche is really football. It's not really basketball. Whose niche is basketball? Is it Ohio State or is it
Ohio
Notre Dame?
State's also more of a football.
I would
team,
say
too.
more Notre Dame
Also, Notre Dame's got
for basketball?
for women's
Because
basketball.
I've heard
yeah.
Ohio State, but I don't really see the Notre Dame.
Also, I think
Ohio State has ran the Big Ten in football for so long. and
Okay,
they
so there's
their
more-
men's basketball team hardly ever makes.
So there's more highlight reels of Notre Dame basketball than Ohio State basketball.
Yeah, well, certainly this season. too.
Certainly
Notre
this
Dame's been
season.
the better team.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
It's going to be a super close matchup.
Okay.
It could really
This
go
one's
either
good.
Well,
way.
then I'll put Notre Dame.
Could really go either way, but I'm pushing for Notre Dame.
Look who it is.
Huh?
All right.
We
Oh,
got a
shit.
visitor. Oh, it's Joel's cornrows.
Hold on. I
It's
gotta
Joel's
go
cornrows.
I gotta go get H.
All right.
His cornrows are here.
Okay, man, you're going back on the sound. You go. All right. We got to We got to do this Final Four here.
Back on it real quick.
So that's going to leave our matchups looking like UConn and who did we have? UConn and NC State as our next matchups coming up here.
All right, let's get it.
Oh man,
NC State, UConn. Who you got?
I'm a big fan of
Who you
both of
got?
these teams here.
I'm going UConn. It's just the deeper team, in my opinion. Here,
I really want to go
this
in NC State. I'm a big Isaiah James fan, but I got to go UConn here.
Going UConn.
I have to.
Going UConn.
It pains me to say it, but we're going UConn here.
And now
South Carolina versus Notre Dame.
I mean, I got to go South Carolina here.
Dude, give me Notre Dame. Nah. This is where South Carolina's run comes in.
You know what? You know what? I like it. I like that. I like that.
So, but Notre Dame, UConn. Let's get it. Let's make that our national championship. And now it all comes down to this.
I think our winner here has got to be UConn.
Ooh. Yeah.
This is a close matchup.
This is going to be a really good matchup, but I'm gonna give the edge to UConn. Yeah. Just barely. Just barely, but we're gonna give it to UConn. All right, H is getting new hair installed in the background too. So we got you guys a little show here to end off the show today.
They can see you still right here too. They're gonna see it happen.
Yeah,
Live.
they get to see you get your new hair installed, H.
Now, what's our total points tiebreaker for this women's national championship?
These are both two really explosive offensive teams. I think this could be a high scoring one. Like give me like 163, somewhere around there.
That. I was gonna say 160.
Like I could see both teams like in the low 80s.
I like that. 163 total.
Boom. Lock it in.
Picks are in. Brackets submitted. Oh, well, let me stop screen sharing while I do this part.
He'll put in an email. All right. Well, let us know which bracket did we do a better job on, the men's or the women's bracket. We got our winners this March Madness. We've got St. John's and UConn taking home the championships for their respective schools. It's going to be a crazy tournament. I'm super excited for it.
I'm excited.
We're going to be here on Mondays to recap all the action and chaos, plus the normal Wednesday shows to break it down even further. We got first 4 matchups starting tomorrow and Wednesday night. So on the Wednesday show, we'll have some first 4 matchups to recap, plus some more NFL free agent news upcoming. The NBA season is, coming down to the wire. Playoff positioning is becoming a big factor. A couple teams have already clinched. Alexander Ovechkin, 8 goals away. The grade 8 is now 8 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's. The UFL is coming back as well.
Yeah, spring football.
End of the month, we got the return of the UFL, the Spring League. Will the Birmingham Stallions dominate again for another season? Or somebody rise above the crop?
Year. They lost Jake Bates to the Lions, but it's all good.
I don't know, man. Battlehawks still got AJ McCarthy. He's coming back for another season, man.
Oh man, that's gonna be tough.
He likes to take the pay cut so he can play.
I'm excited for this season, though.
I mean, he would be like a backup quarterback, maybe even a starter for like some teams in the NFL. But he wants to play. He wants to start for sure. Man.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with wanting to play.
He wants his kids to be able to watch him. It's such a wholesome story. Love to hear that. A lot of good sports news and excitement coming up here. H's new digs are on. Let us know what you guys think.
That looks great.
Oh,
gotta
my gosh.
get you closer to
you look
the camera
fantastic.
real
Yeah,
quick.
here, scooch in. Scooch in closer to the camera.
Yeah, let's wait until I'm done.
This isn't even a
We'll
finished
get it.
product. All right, well, that's going to do our show for the day, though. That is the March Madness community bracket. We'll be tracking it, keeping you guys updated on how we do throughout the tournament. Don't forget, runyourpool.com. Search up Till the Final Whistle. Join in, submit your own bracket. We'll be highlighting the best ones on the show and who had the best brackets, who scored the most points. So make sure you join in and do that with us. But for Caveman on the sound, H-Train with the cornrows, I am HG signing off on Till the Final Whistle here on MBR.
Later, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.